So, some entertainment stories to run by you. We'll begin with the royal family. It looks like there's even more drama coming out of that crew in the UK. King Charles and Prince William are allegedly not on speaking terms at the moment. Yeah.
Save the drama for your mama.
Tension between the two is said to be sky high, with a source saying that tensions are worse than they've been in years, adding that it's very bad at the moment. There's real anger on both sides.
It's been pretty bad all along.
Apparently, Prince William purposefully missed. Well, this isn't Harry. This is William having an issue here. So he missed his dad's film premiere, the documentary called Finding Harmony, A King's Vision, which an insider said wasn't a scheduling issue. That was a statement.
Tell the king I said D's nuts.
The two are said to be clashing because they are so similar, with both believing that they are right and not looking back down.
Forget you, Dad.
And
what about you?
No, Dad.
Forget you.
Sorry, you're going to hear that a few times today. Another hiccup here. William is set to be king eventually, which sources say changes the power dynamic.
Die already!
Completely. Tensions have seemingly been brewing for a while now. Back in December, a source told Us Weekly that Charles is not thrilled about the narrative that William's in control, and he doesn't feel great about it. And he's finally attained the position that he has waited for his whole life.
Charles sat there for... The Queen just went on and on and on and did so competently.
Yeah.
And he was sitting there watching his potential run. He will have a much more limited run, and obviously he has his cancer battle. So I think it's probably right that William should get prepared.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Timothée Chalamet has sparked some rumors after he was spotted leaving a hotel in Paris with the French-Romanian actress Anna Maria Bartolomei. Timothy was in France to promote his movie Marty Supreme. Video shared online is quickly spread, and people are wondering if the actor is being unfaithful to his longtime girlfriend, Kylie Jenner. Eyewitnesses say that paparazzi startled the pair, who briefly retreated inside the hotel.
We weren't doing nothing.
Before leaving again with their teams, with others insisting that there was nothing romantic about their meeting.
Have you ever seen when he's over in France, he speaks fluent French?
Does he really?
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
So they love him over there.
Chalamet and Jenner have been together for roughly 3 years. During this award season, the actor has repeatedly thanked her for support, and the two have been more public about their relationship. Neither has publicly commented on the rumors, though.
Again, I'll say, where you can purchase Botox and filler and all the other stuff, the work that she's paid for is top notch. She looks terrific.
She does. All right, speaking of looking terrific, Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition is spotlighting what it calls a new era of WAGs, which I assume is for wives and girlfriends, right?
Yeah.
With a striking digital photo shoot featuring Normani, Brittany Mahomes, Kristen Goff, Ronica Love, Haley Cavinder, and Claire Kittle.
Only familiar with a couple of those.
Shot
people.
on Captiva Island in Florida, the February feature highlights how the women are building brands, careers, and fan bases of their own beyond their NFL relationships.
Okay.
Can you still whack it to it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're attractive. So Brittany opened up about life alongside superstar athlete Patrick Mahomes, saying, I think being the significant other to an NFL player is an incredibly hard role, and we take on a lot of important stuff behind the scenes that people don't get to see.
Is she still one of the besties for Taylor Swift? Did that go asunder?
They were hanging out for a while, and then I think that faded off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Singer.
I think Brittany shot one of her cats.
Singer Normani, who is engaged to Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf, is among those redefining the label with a focus on independence and equal recognition. Ronica, a professional volleyball player and partner of Packers quarterback Jordan Love, pushed back on the traditional WAG narrative, sharing, it was hard for me to never be referred to as an athlete myself. So they are featured, and you can see there's a little video of the photo shoot and stuff like that that's available online.
God, I remember when the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue would come out, it was a massive thing.
Oh, yeah.
Any issue like this would be massive.
Yep, without question. All right, so Kristen Cabot, the female half of the Coldplay Kiss Cam couple that owned the internet for a few weeks last year, has seemingly bounced all the way back after subsequently getting fired from her high-paying job at the tech company Astronomer. She signed on to be a part of a panel discussion at a public relations conference in April where tickets started $875 a person.
That's a pricey ticket.
Yeah.
That's like a Coldplay ticket.
Cabot will headline the panel, Taking Back the Narrative, at the PR Week Crisis Comms Conference in Washington, D.C. It's coming up in April. The discussion will center on the strategy, both immediate and long-term, that has helped Cabot take control of her narrative and rewrite her story.
That is a whole world we don't know about where people are excited to see a panel with this person instead of just some tech person.
Well,
so you get to go home and tell your family.
Well, it's also it's a quirky newsy thing. It's and so it'd be like right after the whole Clinton Monica Lewinsky thing, she gave a TED talk.
Right.
Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
So it seems that the Beckham family feud is seriouser than maybe we thought. In pictures taken recently, it appears Brooklyn Beckham has taken the extreme step of covering up a tattoo that was dedicated to Dad David Beckham.
Maybe they should just go on Family Feud, I think.
Actual family feud. Yes, hash it out. Let's bury it.
Come on.
Once and for all, winner take all.
I had an idea when I read this piece about him having a tattoo of his dad. What if he were to get his dad frontal, facing forward tattoo starting about mid-stomach so that at the point where his penis would be, it's Brooklyn's penis.
Wow.
I'm an innovator when it comes to tattoos. Think about that.
Well,
would that be a put off to most women? I say yes.
Yeah.
Brooklyn had an anchor tattoo on his right
arm. He went the other way.
And it once read Dad. However, new pictures obtained show Brooklyn with the script now noticeably covered up with what appears to be a starfish and 2 life preservers.
Oh, so he's going SpongeBob.
Maybe so. He should have done a seahorse, don't you think?
Yeah.
Forever, man. Source reports that Brooklyn got laser treatment to alter
seahorses forever
to alter his tattoo.
I think that's a bit of a slap in the face, right?
The source also said Brooklyn covered up a tattoo on his chest dedicated to his mother, Victoria, as well. So, yeah, I mean, he's sending a message.
Yeah.
Like, I'm done with you.
I mean, listen, the parents meant so much to him at some point in his life that he got a tattoo on his body. And now all of a sudden, he's getting them removed. I wonder if covered, but like remove, cover, whatever. I wonder if the wife is the issue here. Yeah, I've actually, sadly to say, I've had this conversation off air with my spouse, and she tends to believe that maybe Posh Spice Victoria Beckham is the issue here.
There's a lot of people say that. There was the famous wedding dance.
Right.
The footage we have yet to see.
And we have not seen
that
the
was
footage.
Apparently wildly inappropriate.
Yeah.
It is, family dynamics can be complex. That's all there is to it. And yes, and outside, I think Casey, maybe the wife has some influence here, but there could go all ways. There could be a bunch of people that are at blame. So
I never trust a billionaire's daughter, okay, guys?
Do you know who had the whole family thing figured out?
Yeah.
Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, my God.
Look
what
at
a
they did for
family.
him.
Charlie's family.
Yeah.
He kept
Very
them all
obedient.
Kept them all together.
Absolutely.
All right, Kelly Clarkson is looking ahead to a new chapter after recently announcing she's stepping away from the Kelly Clarkson Show. A source says that after years of a demanding schedule, this change gives her the space to be more present at home while still doing the creative work she loves, noting that while she still wants to make music and perform, the source added that nothing that requires an ongoing daily grind is the goal, and will be all about balance.
She'd like to be a competitive Fortnite player, I heard. So this will give more time for that.
And so the current season is going to be the show's last. It was recently confirmed that.
There's a couple of the daytime shows are going away. The Sherry Shepherds.
As well was canceled, Steve Carell is back on the small screen and back at college in the upcoming HBO series called Rooster. In the 10-episode series, Carell visits his daughter, played by Charlie Clive, a professor whose husband, a fellow professor, left her for a graduate student. Now, Carell, the best-selling author behind a popular book series, is coaxed into contributing on campus, where he befriends students, attends frat parties, and tries to live up to the nickname Rooster, which is the popular party guy main character in his novels. So he's got to live this lifestyle.
Double life.
The series also stars Daniel Deadweiler, Ted Lasso's Phil Dunster, who was Jamie Tart, who's great, John C. McGinley, and Lauren Tsai as well. Rooster will come out in March on HBO. The episodes will run weekly through Sunday, May 10th, by the way. And then we'll do one more story, and then we got some stuff to play for you. Bill Nye will receive the Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences at the 4th Annual Children's and Family Emmy Awards next month, recognizing his decades of long impact as a science educator and television icon. In a statement, Nye reflected on his mission, saying, I believe that the process of science is the best idea humans have ever had, and emphasized his passion for inspiring curiosity in young audiences. He added that the award is not only a celebration of my past work, but a reminder of the impact that we can have if we choose to invest in science education and the next generation of leaders.
The fact that he can do that and then also work as a British actor is so mind-blowing.
That's a different guy.
Different
guy. Bill Nye will receive his Lifetime Achievement Award at the ceremony on March 1st, by the way.
Have you ever seen the YouTube video? It's a collection of moments where his patience wore a little thin with some of the kids on set. Not that he was... you could tangibly... see that. He was like, okay, let me explain it again.
Mm-hmm. No, I have not.
It's very funny, very funny.
All right, so there are some new movies and shows and things that are coming out this weekend, and we'll tell you what they are. The Strangers 3, horror suspense starring Madeline Pesh, Gabrielle Basso, and Emma Horvath. In the final film of the Strangers trilogy, Maya faces the masked killers one last time in a brutal full-circle reckoning of survival and revenge. Who will prevail? Certainly not the audience. It's an hour and 31 minutes long, rated R, wide theater release, Rotten Tomatoes score. There is nothing available for that. We also have Solo Mio coming out. It stars Kevin James, Allison Hannigan, and Kim Coates. A wedding disaster leaves the groom stranded in Rome, heartbroken in the world's happiest city. But with one determined local and a few meddling vacation couples in his corner, his ruined honeymoon becomes an adventure that he's never expected. Because sometimes heartbreak is just the first chapter of a better story.
Word.
It's an hour and 40 minutes long. It's rated PG, wide theater release. It gets a nice 78% Rotten Tomatoes score, by the way. All right, so a couple of clips to play for you this morning. Spartacus, House of Asher, follows an alternate storyline where Asher survives the battle on Mount Vesuvius. Here, showrunner Stephen DeKnight explains why he wanted to retell this warrior's tale.
And what I was really interested in exploring was this man who, he's done some horrible things, but he is trying to be a better person. But all the forces around him pushing him down. So he has to resort to his old ways.
I don't think I want to see it.
The new episode, Spartacus, House of Asher, is tonight, 9 p.m. You'll find that on Stars. Next clip. The best winter sports athletes on earth compete to see who's the best at the Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. And here, host Terry Gannon highlights what makes Italy the best location for the event.
It's the biggest Winter Olympics ever. That's what's so exciting. In fact, it's not one, but it takes two cities to host. So we're in Milan, the flair, the style, but also like the quintessential European skiing village in Cortina. And they're so excited. It's going to be the visuals of the mountains there, going to be spectacular.
Anyway.
Opening ceremony, Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics is today, live 2 p.m. and primetime encore 8 p.m. on NBC. And in just a few minutes, we're going to be talking to Siobhan McGirl from NBC 10, who is live in Milan getting set for the opening ceremonies. And she'll give us a little picture of how things are playing out so far.
I think it's last Tuesday right now in Milan.
I think it might be. I think it might be. We might be good to go in that regard. So we will talk to her in just a little bit. We got a full boat today as far as guests go. We're going to have in our studio in the 8 o'clock hour. It's a dream come true. A one-man band.
One-man band.
We'll be here complete with all the razzmatazz you would expect from that. A gentleman by the name of Nicholas DiSanto is coming in all the way from like mid-PA to be here and perform for us.
I am bizarrely super excited.
Yeah. Hey, we need something to entertain
We
us.
need it, yeah.
So he's going to be here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then we're going to have comedian Ariel Elias stopping in the 9 o'clock hour, who's going to be at the Fittler Club, courtesy of Helium Comedy, through this weekend. So we'll take a break. We'll come back. We also have the Connoisseur. Since we're so jam-packed today, we're going to talk to Siobhan from NBC 10 next, and then after that, we'll get into the Connoisseur, along with the giveaways from our friends at Acme Market. So we'll be right back with that in just a moment. Hang out for a spell.
Had given to her. It wasn't like she brought it on the plane herself.
Yeah, I'm still thinking you got to clean it up.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It wasn't that she wasn't going to clean it up. It was just the way that they went about it and were like adamant that they wanted her to get every single drop and, not.
They should have said Colonel instead of
not
drop.
drop.
Because that's what probably confused her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pregnant. She's got baby brain.
What are you talking about? No, but I mean,
right,
so I
thank you,
think
Kayla.
both sides sort of, now listen, it doesn't give you carte blanche to be rude,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't, in this particular post, he didn't indicate anything about them being rude.
I also think like anyone with kids where this is happening, they know, and you just got to hope that they're going to get it. Like to say you need to clean up every last thing. Like who says she wasn't going to? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can't wait until they're off the plane to find out that they didn't.
Oh, you
that.
follow them home.
I mean,
Didn't think I was going to follow you, did you?
I don't side with the lady whatsoever. And Kayla, like, she's calling in like she was standing there listening to every single bit of the conversation. And
There's a flight attendant at the front door.
yeah, and she wasn't there, so she doesn't know. And I'm just looking at the mess there, and you just clean up after your kids. I'm sorry that you're pregnant and that you have two kids with you, but
Right. I agree. You almost sounded like Joker a little bit with the other person. When
You want to know why
disgusting?
there's popcorn on the floor? Because it hasn't been trained properly.
Let me go.
And he carved a smile in my face.
Let me go to Jeff. Hey, Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Ed. How are you guys?
Good morning,
Ed, buddy. What's going on?
All right, so I have 4 of those little things that tend to follow me around everywhere.
Yeah, right. Damn things.
So by like kid 2 or 3, you kind of, like Nick said,
Yeah.
It's not like you want this to happen, but this is going to happen.
Yes.
There's no avoiding it, so we always just kind of plan ahead. When we sit at a restaurant, I'll get a couple napkins, unfold them, and put them on the sides of the high chair. And we have, like, for when we fly and everything, we have travel, like, little mats.
Oh, we're losing you.
Travel.
On there, you just bundle it up,
Little
and
mats.
dump it out in the trash can, and move along.
So,
because-
yeah.
You should be prepared for the mess. Yeah,
I
agree.
flew, Jeff, in fact, was it flying back from
Florida?
Florida? There was a mother and a kid next. This kid was like, mother? Like
Oh, yeah.
like a more traveled.
sitting in front of you.
Right.
Yes.
This kid, you heard me? I kept saying, what, is this a dwarf?
It was the
What
nicest
is this
kid.
kid is better traveling than adults.
If you're traveling
Thanks,
with a child or a toddler, inherently, my heart goes out to you because it's a chore, right? And there's also that part of me that, like, when I'm on the plane and I hear the baby crying, it's annoying. Like, if I want to go to sleep, I get the fact that, like, it's going to get on the people's skins, but as a parent, there's very little you can do to control that. Your heart has to go out to the parents.
Shell was a pro at traveling with our kids when they were babies.
She was such a pro.
She had a system.
She would help out other parents on the plane. Your wife would come on the plane with treats for other kids.
She didn't want me to fly with them because I would mess up the system.
Yes.
Yeah, I kid you not. She
It's
preferred
stressful.
it when we
I don't
flew
want you
separately.
there.
Yeah.
You don't know how to treat them.
Yeah.
Preston, this makes me think of this hilarious. I think it's the pilot episode of Modern Family. Cam and Mitch, the gay couple have adopted a kid. They're getting on the plane. They don't know how to travel with the kid, and so they and so they're I think it's Cam is feeding the baby some treats, and so somebody walking by goes, look at the baby with the cream puffs, and so I forget which one is Cam and which one is Matt, but the one is the lawyer. Gets like, oh. A gay couple with
cream puffs.
and he's feeding him cream puffs. And then, I think it's Cam gets up and goes, we'd like to pay for beverages for everyone.
All right, so here's a different side of this conversation that somebody texted in about. So it says, my husband gets peanuts at the Phillies games and drops all the shells on the ground under his seat. It bothers me so much, but he acts like it's no big deal.
You know what? So here's the deal.
I'm a
you
hypocrite.
actually raised a
That's
good
what
question.
you do there.
Yeah.
Like, you remember the ground rounds?
Of course.
That was part of their thing?
That was their thing. You could throw peanuts on the ground, the shells. It was no big deal. It's expected.
I went to a urologist who had the same policy.
Wow.
That was the same policy, you know, a medical waste. No, but so that at a ball game,
Peanuts,
do you collect up your peanut shells?
and sunflower seeds. People spit them out.
How do they
know.
clean up the seats? Because I've never
Isn't
actually
it the-
stuck around to see how all that stuff is done.
A leaf blower, right?
Is it a leaf blower?
Don't they come through and like literally blow down the sections?
Yeah.
Would you hold on to the shells and put it in a cup or whatever? or
No.
right on the floor.
I do the ground
Okay,
thing. Yeah,
all right.
because it's
Total
it's what
hypocrite.
everybody
Wait,
does.
so you just like when talked about this woman, she has to clean up.
Well,
Now
that's
you're
the-
tossing peanut shells at your feet.
but I
it's
wouldn't
at
do it on a
ball-
plane.
It's at a ballpark.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of
I
ledge.
still.
Now,
I would put it in
listen,
a cup, Kathy.
Hang on, I wouldn't leave my empty beer cups and other
Right, right, right.
trash.
Stool.
But and
Peanut shells.
I'm facing my hypocrisy here. But peanut shells,
Yep.
they go right on the ground.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
They're biodegradable.
They're biodegradable.
You're
It's good for the
outside.
environment.
Yeah,
We're
agreed.
making compost over here.
Yeah.
I do keep it in my area. Like I will try not to do it to the row in front of me.
I'll tell you the delineation. If you're eating peanuts or popcorn in a theater, you're not going to.
No.
No,
Nope.
you're not going to do that.
Yep.
Because that's indoors. This is an outdoor park. I can understand the gray area there. I myself, I probably would still, put the shells in a cup or something, or on the person in front of me's head.
Yeah, so I was a busboy, I was a waiter, and I also cleaned the cafeteria at college, right? So after lunch and dinner, I would clean the cafeteria, and that one pissed me off because when you go get your food, you get it on a tray, and when you're done with your meal, you take the tray and you put it right. There were racks for you to put your trays, and nobody would ever do that. So this is not me bitching about that, but it gave me more of an appreciation. So I tend to clean up after myself. Like if I go out to eat with, whether I'm with the children or not, I will. When I'm done, kind of like
You stack
and put
Put
everything
it on the
together
tray.
and
put it on the tray and bring the tray back up. That's what you do.
Yeah.
We try to make it as efficient for the server or busboy as we possibly can. It's just something we've always done. I mean, Rochelle was a server. I worked in a restaurant. I was in the kitchen. So
You're pre-bussing.
we kind of pre-bus the table. I don't fully do the wipe down or anything like that.
No, but you'll refinish
But I
it.
collect everything. Yeah, we'll put a little lacquer on
I
it.
sand it
We'll
down.
stain.
You got to sand it down first.
Yes.
Right.
Then you got to clean up.
Yeah. Hang on, I want to go to Steph, who is a server. Hi, Stephanie. Good morning.
Morning. Sorry to bother you at work.
Nah, what's up, Steph?
So I'm a server. One, I want to agree with Casey. That girl has no idea what went on that flight. She was not there.
All right.
Casey.
Okay.
Second, I watch people all the time come home with kids. 1, 2, 3 kids. Sometimes it's just 1 and 2 parents, but the kid will outnumber them no matter what. Mess everywhere. I see them start to clean up. I'll usually stop them because they made the attempt. Just making the attempt made me happy.
Okay.
In fact, I like when they just wipe it right on the floor. It's so much easier just to sweep it up. I'm okay with that. But at least try. At least try.
So what we said earlier, and I think that's it. Just that effort alone for you, and you deal with this all the time, makes all the difference in the world.
That's right. Never
All right.
be presumptuous. Thank you.
All right. There we
Thank
go.
you.
See, from
Appreciate it,
a
Steph.
professional.
Hang on here. Pat has a comment. Hi, Pat. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Hey, good morning, man. What's up, Pat?
Patrick! I just wanted to say, on the other end of it, when a flight's over, I mean, they do clean the planes, right? In that situation, I see a pregnant woman, there's a mess on the floor, and I'm an employee there, I'm probably going to talk crap about them behind their back, but I'm probably just going to grab a vacuum and clean it up before I go tell a pregnant woman to get on the floor and clean it up.
So Pat, you're the passenger who's supposed to get onto the next plane, right? And your flight's at 1:30, and you got to wait for the flight attendants to clean up after all the kids that are on the plane. You can't board the plane until the flight attendants clean everything up. So what you're saying here now is all right, well, there's 150 people on the plane. Everybody can make a mess, and the flight attendant's got to clean it up.
I mean, I could probably, with a little dustbuster, clean up my popcorn in about 10 seconds.
No, so they come in, they're ready to go, and they can clean it up. However, just would it be too much to make an effort, Pat? I think that's what people are saying. Is that
not at all, not at all. But I'm just saying, like, rather than ending up on the news,
Yeah.
just have a dustbuster.
You got to understand, there's literally nothing else going on in the world than
Well,
this.
that's the thing.
And that's why it cut through.
It's on the news not because of the flight attendant, but because of the privileged
celebrity.
baseball player.
Yeah.
He's a baseball player.
Yeah.
All right. Well, interesting. All right, Pat. Thanks for your 2 cents. Let me see. I will go to. Hang on a second. Peter. Hi, Peter. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, Peter.
No, first of all, as Pierre would say, it could have been avoided. To Nick's point, it's going to happen. Parents, though, can be a little bit responsible, but giving a kid a toddler popcorn is like giving them a glitter bomb. It's going to end up everywhere. And in a public location, come on, man, a little foresight.
Are you talking about on the airlines side?
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Because the airline gave him the popcorn.
Yeah.
So something that's more containable as a treat or to keep the kid occupied, anything other than popcorn.
Well, my understanding is they usually hand out to the kids, they'll hand out gravy boats.
Oh, okay. Well, no, listen, any snack item you're going to give to a kid is like that. We're talking about Cheerios. We're talking about, pretzels and things like that. So it's going to make a mess, no matter what. I mean, here, we keep calling these kids it. All right. Well, thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. It's not trained.
It! It's angry.
That sounded horrible. Oh, my God. I will.
You spilled it all over the floor.
I have Mike. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Hey, bitches.
Hey, what? What's up, Mike?
How you doing?
Good. What's up, buddy?
A bunch of years ago, when my son was a lot younger, we were shopping at Acme, and he accidentally knocked over a display and knocked over a bunch of stuff. So he looked at me, I looked at him, and I said, you know what you need to do right now, right? He said, clean it up. I said, that's my boy.
There you go.
He started cleaning it up. No muss, no fuss. Next thing I know, a woman comes around the corner, sees what's going on, and chastises me because my son's cleaning up his own mess. And she started to clean it up for him.
Wait, this was a customer, a fellow customer?
Yeah, just some random person.
Was it a woman? Just a woman just butted into your thing?
What's that?
A woman just started criticizing you out of the blue? Was that who came around the corner?
I think we lost it. Yeah, it was a fellow customer.
Yeah.
Who said that? I'd mind your own goddamn business.
I'd punch her right in the face.
Yeah, that's basically what I said. I was furious. I looked at her. I said, he's my son. Nobody's upset. I'm not yelling. He's simply cleaning up his mess as if he was home.
No, that's your business. You told him to do the right thing. If somebody knocks over a display, you're supposed to at least again make the effort and try to do that. Yeah. You were right. Exactly. She was wrong.
And I looked at my son. I was like, thank you for being more mature than that person was.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mike, I hope you followed
Thank you, Mike.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, get your nose out of this guy's business.
Listen, Preston, I've seen adults knock stuff over and walk away. Not even kids.
Yeah.
The other day, so I'm in Acme, and if anyone in Acme has wonderful chocolate chip cookies, and then they have these smaller versions now that are perfect to have with tea. So there's in one of those plastic containers, where all four parts of the corners the little dimples have to lock for it to hold. So I'm walking around, and of course I have a little bit too much in my hands, and it falls on the floor. Yeah. And I'm like, this is how I did it. And you can tell me whether I'm wrong or not. I collected up everything. I put it back into the container. I took the bar code off of it and went up and checked out too, because I dropped one of their things they were attempting to sell and made it unsellable. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I did it. I've seen adults.
They didn't make you pay for it, I'm sure, right?
I paid for it at the self-checkout just for the hell. I felt bad that I ruined a product. I know that might be a bridge too far for some people, but cleaning it up was the thing as well.
Right.
And man, those cookies were rolling all over the place.
Mm. I broke a bottle. I was at a liquor store, and I went back into the cooler because they had beer there too, and I had a bottle of gin, and I dropped. Or no, I went outside. Actually, I went outside. I had just bought it, and I dropped it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me! I broke this full bottle, and I brought it back in. I'm like,
Look what your bottle did.
They said as long as the seal wasn't broken, that I could get a replacement.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so it was. They.
That's pretty nice.
They have that in place.
Did you pick up the pieces of glass or whatever? Or?
I couldn't. I mean,
Yeah.
I told them that I made a mess, and of course they were going to. I can't go picking up glass. I don't have a broom or the dustbin.
What I can do is give you a free commercial on the radio show.
Hang on a second. Hold on now. Chris is a flight attendant. Hi.
All right.
Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's up, Chris?
All right, thank you very much, Marissa. The opening ceremonies for the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics happen today.
Unbelievable.
And as is tradition, over the past close to 30 years, we've always gone to an NBC 10 correspondent who was live there for years and years. It was our buddy Vi Sikahema. And now we are reaching out all the way from Italy to speak to Siobhan McGirl, who is joining us from NBC 10. Hey, Siobhan, how you doing?
Ciao. What a warm welcome.
Ciao, Bella. Hey, when did you get there, Siobhan?
We got here Saturday, so almost a week now. And what a week it's been. It's great. Not to brag, guys, but we're in the 50s right now in Milan.
Can you friggin' believe that? You're at the site of the Winter Olympics, and it is 30 degrees cold. And by the way, this Saturday they are predicting is going to be the coldest day of the entire season. So lap it up while you're there.
Yeah.
Oh, I sure am, you guys. And, that's unique. We were just talking about that Winter Olympics, and you hear that it's in the 50s in Milan. These are the most geographically widespread Winter Games ever. So up in Cortina, it was snowing this week. So a different picture there. But we're hanging out in Milan for the bulk of this. I'm actually standing in front of the Olympic cauldron right now, guys. It'll be lit in a few hours for this opening ceremony.
Obviously these are the world's oldest games. I assume that's got to be the case of this level, and that's why the Greeks always have a preferential place in the execution of the games. But I assume, first off, have you ever covered the Olympics before? Is this your first time?
First timer.
Yeah, and it can't be lost on you. I mean, it's the freaking Olympics.
It's remarkable. We're witnessing history. I was able to catch up with some people from Philadelphia who are here they're going to go to the opening ceremony tonight. And we got to talk about that. Just the fact that they are here, they are witnessing history. It's awesome. It's great to follow these athletes' journeys. We have several from the Philadelphia area. I feel honored to be here and to tell these stories.
Siobhan, you never know where you're going to run into Philadelphians. Have you heard any Eagles chants? I know we don't have much to chant about, but it does happen anyway.
Oh, it's so fun. Actually, we met up with this man named Edmund yesterday from King of Prussia, and he had on his Eagles green. So then a bunch of other people came over. Go Birds!
There you go.
We're like, all right, we got it now.
It's funny, Siobhan, I was actually in Milan last year, in March of last year. I flew in, and I get to the train station, and the first person I literally I see is a guy wearing a Rocky sweatshirt. Yeah. I flew all the way across the country just to see a Rocky sweatshirt.
What luck. I love it. I actually made an Instagram video and was like, if you're from Philly and you're in Milan, let me know. So if anyone's listening and they know someone from Philly and Milan, let me know. I'd love to connect.
Well, we and you'd mentioned there are a number of athletes from the area in general that are out there and will be competing. And I know you guys are leaning very much into that and bringing their stories here. Have you spoken with anybody in advance of the games?
Yeah, we've been talking to all of these athletes in advance of the games, and just while we've been here this week in Milan, we've been able to go to a couple of practices. So we have a short track speed skater, Andrew Heo. He's from Bucks County. We got to catch up with him at practice and interview him. He's doing great. These are his second games. We also have someone who was born in Montgomery County, and it's first Olympics on luge, Matthew Griner. So we got to catch up with him. The athletes are feeling good. They're locked in, and they're ready.
I wanted to ask about Cortina. So my understanding is that the year-round population sans Olympics is about 2,500 people, and it's obviously going to skip up way above that. Does everything look ready to absorb this massive influx of people?
Yeah, it does. We actually have not been up to Cortina yet, but we have a colleague on the ground who's been sharing all these videos, and we're going to have to figure out how we get up to Cortina. It's about a 6-hour train ride. So as I said, they're most
6 hours
widespread games.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, Siobhan, I wanted to ask, outside of the athletics and the incredible display of these human beings, what's the merch like? Is it pretty cool this time around?
Oh, the merch is great. We actually we went to they have a big mega store right across from the Duomo, so we checked that out on day one. I have my eye on a few things to bring home. Merch is looking good.
Well, I assume. Oh, go ahead, Marissa.
Oh no, Press wants to know about the merch. I want to know about the food.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the food's delicious. The risotto, the vino, all of it. It's great.
And they eat. Oh my God.
Yeah. So listen, it's going to be exciting, and we're going to follow what you do. And we were talking to all our friends over at Xfinity. The like Dolby Vision quality video and audio coming back from there. It's going to be pretty amazing. So how long will you be there? Will you be there for the entire run?
Yeah. We come back to Philadelphia on the 24th, so we'll be here the whole time.
Excellent. Well,
we'll be reporting live in our morning show, 6 a.m. and 11 p.m. for our evening show.
Awesome. Well, Siobhan, I hope that we'll be able to check in with you from time to time while the games are going on, just to see how our locals are doing and just take in the flavor, if that's cool with you.
Absolutely. I can't wait to chat again, guys.
Excellent. All right. Well, enjoy the opening ceremonies. Like you said, you're witnessing history. It always is anytime these games are going on. And we hope you have a great time. We'll be watching on NBC 10, okay?
Awesome. Thanks so much, you guys.
You got it. Siobhan McGirl is there. Ciao. Correct. She is in Milan as we speak. So we've talked about planning an Italian trip. I went once a long time ago when I was like 18 years old and had a great time, but I never got to check out. There were, only saw a little bit. Saw Venice.
It's my wife's favorite place.
Yeah.
And she, whether you're, the Tuscan, area or. She loves Rome, too.
Yeah, Rome, Milan, all of it. So we'll be checking in with Siobhan as the Olympics continue. All right, we have a bunch of people on the program. We have a lot going on today, and I'm not even ready. What am I doing over
Get
here?
your bell!
Hang on.
What?
Time to eat, y'all. Oh.
It's time for the Connoisseur with the music potted down.
I'm sorry about that. All right, yeah, we do have some food stories to pass along to you and some goodies to give away. Our friends from Acme Markets are the sponsor of the Connoisseur segment. So we'll do $50 Acme Markets gift cards with some clips in just a little while. But I'm going to start with this story, which is never sad or never good to hear about chains that are closing, but hundreds of Pizza Hut restaurants are being closed as the chain faces some stale sales.
Meanwhile, a brand new one just opened up on City Line Avenue, right by St. Joe's. I mean, it's in a row of stores. It's not like a standalone. Okay. But I was driving past. I'm like, oh, Pizza Hut.
We were talking about the retro Pizza Hut, which is actually very popular. Where's it exactly again?
I forgot.
That one, there's one
town.
like near Mechanicsburg, but I think this was even further up north.
But it's super popular.
Or west.
Yeah. So Pizza Hut is the world's largest pizza chain. They saw sales decline 3% in the fourth quarter of last year. Their parent company, Yum Brands, said during Wednesday's earnings call that about 250 underperforming Pizza Hut locations will shut down. Now, 250 sounds like a lot, and there are going to be a lot of people losing their jobs. But as far as the company goes, it's about 3% of the company, about 3% of Pizza Hut's U.S. footprint.
It's a hell of a lot of Pizza Huts.
Will close in the first half of 2026. Yeah, they have a whole lot of them.
Listen, man, this bums me out. Like, Pizza Hut was a huge thing for me, especially in my high school years. We used to go there after every swim meet when I swam. And then my buddy John and I have vivid, happy memories of him and I just going you got
to sue them.
Well, I did, but hey, listen, pay for they burned me, man. And I still went back. That's how great they are. They gave me second-degree burns, and I still went back. But no, John and I when I first got my license, we just drive around, smoke cigarettes, and then go to Pizza Hut. Just vivid, happy memories.
That should be their commercial: is a drive around, smoke some cigarettes, and go to Pizza Hut.
Vivid, happy memories. Yeah.
Casey, do you think it was the restaurant though, and not the takeout of it all though?
No, definitely the restaurant.
The restaurant. Yeah.
I mean, we didn't do takeout. No, we sat down and ate pizza and breadsticks.
Pizza Hut is credited with introducing the notion of pizza as a fast food.
Yeah, I told you guys about that. It's a great series called, I think, America, the Food That Made America, and Pizza Hut is credited as creating the pizza craze across the nation. It was only kind of like in Little Italy, New York, and that was it. So Pizza Hut came in, and by the way, along with Pizza Hut, Yum Brands also owns KFC, Taco Bell, and Habit Burger and Grill. Pizza Hut's demise came as Taco Bell and KFC consistently delivered solid growth and expanded their store count. The closures will largely focus on lower-performing locations as part of a wider push to modernize the brand. The closures are part of the company's Hut Forward initiative.
Hut Forward, I love that.
Which is designed to refresh Pizza Hut's marketing, modernize its restaurant model, and strengthen franchise performance.
They should have a character called Business Plan the Hut.
Yum said it is also evaluating broader strategic options for the brand, suggesting the moves could be part of a more extensive reset. For a little history, Pizza Hut was founded in 1958 by brothers Dan and Frank Carney, who opened their first location in Wichita, Kansas, using a $600 loan from their mother. It grew rapidly in the 1960s and 70s, becoming known for its Red Roof dine-in restaurants, pan pizza, and later the introduction of stuffed crust in the 90s. It became a marketing standout, by the way, delivering pizzas to the White House and even sending one to astronauts aboard the International Space Station in 2001. Today, despite its recent closures, it remains one of the world's largest pizza chains, operating thousands of locations across more than 100 countries. In fact, Pizza Hut is actually growing internationally.
Well, there you go.
The chain opened more than 440 new locations globally in the fourth quarter, and nearly 1,200 restaurants across 65 countries.
Are there any in Milan and Cortina?
That's you know what, Marissa, if you wouldn't mind looking that up real quick, I'll bet you there are some. These the closures do affect more than 1,200 employees, by the way. So that's the downer.
I
Obviously,
wonder how competitive Domino's is. So Domino's is more straight takeout.
Yeah.
Right? But they're all over the place.
Yeah. I don't know if Domino's ever had a.
They also don't have fast food options like Pizza Hut does, at the drive-thrus.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because there's tons of those.
Yeah.
By the way, there are no Pizza Hut locations in Milan.
What?
Yeah,
There
I know.
are in Milan, Illinois.
Oh, in Milan, Illinois.
It's the same thing.
When we were in Italy, I saw a bunch of Olive Gardens or Chili's. There was a ton of Chili's restaurants.
Olive Gardens would blow my mind.
That would.
Straight up in Italy. If you're going to an Olive Garden in Italy, come on.
That's why I think it was Chili's. I second guessed myself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Olive Garden.
That'd be like going to Taco Bell in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's
Or McDonald's
exactly
in Scotland.
what that would be like.
I went to a Subway in Mexico once, but
You did?
yeah.
Braggart.
Yeah, bragger.
Pizza Hut is just one of the many fast casual eateries that are facing a reckoning as consumers pull back on spending, a trend that has hit the restaurant industry especially hard. Olive Garden's sister restaurant, Bahama Breeze, they just announced they are closing all of their restaurants.
I saw this.
Earlier this week, they made that announcement. Yeah, so that's under that umbrella, too. So they are done. I went to Bahama Breeze like once or twice.
King impression?
That was okay, yeah.
That's the only one I'm familiar with is the KLP.
Oh, I used to love it. There's another one in Cherry Hill as well, too. And it was like that whole cocktail movie experience where they were throwing the bottles behind the bar and tossing them to each
You
other.
just came in during a fight.
Yeah, it was like the equivalent of Margaritaville.
Ryan?
I would. I've gone to that Bahama Breeze in Cherry Hill all the time. The thing that I remember most, I would go in as a kid and they'd have the lemonades, and it was like a whole sugar cane in it that you used to stir it up. And like as a kid, gnawing on a sugar cane was just the greatest experience in the
I think
world.
I remember they had one that was served in a cocktail in a pineapple, like a hollowed out pineapple or something like that.
They've done dishes like that. Yeah, it's a fun place.
So they're closing down all of them. That chain is completely done. All right, let's play a clip that is food or drink related, and if you can identify it, we have a $50 gift card from our friends at Acme Markets. Here is the first one for you.
I knew you couldn't resist my I got the shakes that'll make you quake. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... I just got burgers.
All right, 610-660-9333. Call the Xfinity guest line if you know what movie that is from. Order up. All right, here's a local story and good news. Zaz Ice Cream has not closed permanently after all.
All right.
Founder Danielle Jowdy announced in December of 2024 she planned to end her 14-year run at the end of 2025, and she called the wind down a grand closing to allow customers to enjoy a final full season of scratch-made scoops and staff time to prepare for transitions. But as Jowdy considered the future, she decided to try selling the business to someone with roots in the neighborhood. And that someone is a woman named Liz Yee, a pastry chef at the nearby Catering by Design, who also creates desserts for Doho Restaurant in Mount Airy. Yee plans to reopen Zaz on Saturday. And it's, by the way, Saturday is ice cream for breakfast day.
I've done that.
Hell yes.
I've done the ice cream brunch, Danielle. I was actually, over the past year, we were trying to get together to do a video because it was her dream to do something like this. And the schedules never worked out, and tried to get the word out. And she was doing this grand exit, but she really wanted to have the ties to the community maintained.
Yep.
And it's really, job one, and keep the people there working. And so this was great news to see this, because Za's ice cream is sensational.
Yeah. So what did you have for breakfast?
Oh, all sorts of things. Think of like a chef's table of like brunch. So they call it an ice cream brunch, and they were bringing out all these things. The thing that really I loved that particular morning was Earl Grey ice cream, which was terrific.
The Black Magic is my personal fave.
So good.
Yep.
So for Yi, the opportunity is both personal and professional. From the moment that she saw the sale announcement over the summer, she began exploring the idea of keeping Za's alive, not just a retail store, but as a community hub. Keeping the business in Mount Airy is a major part of the appeal for her. She lives in Roxborough. She said, I work down the street, and I've always loved coming here, and it's just special. She plans to keep it as Za's, a nickname that Jowdy and her sister, Rebecca, shared since childhood, and will offer the same menu plus twists and specials. And Yi also wants to bring back the wholesale business as well.
I love this.
For the return, Yi is going to lean into her pastry background as well, Steve, offering fresh croissant paired with cereal milk ice cream. And she's also bringing back favorites such as Black Magic, Casey, which is coffee ice cream with chocolate cake swirled in.
I forget the methodology. I don't want to give away any secrets, but she sort of combines the process of making gelati with the regular ice cream. I think I'm remembering that correctly. She actually did or was planning on doing a pairing also with the Biscuit Lady. So they both know each other. So this is great news, especially for fans of Za's.
So Jowdy fell into ice cream years ago when she and her mother were packing up the family home in Connecticut for sale. They found a hand-cranked ice cream machine that her parents had received as a wedding gift in 1980. And she said she and her brother as kids used to put in skim milk and Hershey syrup, and we'd have at it. She brought the machine back to Philadelphia, and armed with a 1980s Ben & Jerry's cookbook, she began making ice cream to take to parties and cookouts. And then she worked at a stained glass studio as her dessert hobby grew, and she was laid off 14 years ago, and she went professional.
Yeah,
as far
story.
As Yi, her path, though, back in the 2010s, she was studying math at Drexel University. She decided to turn her baking hobby into a career. She headed to the pastry department of Rittenhouse Hotel in 2018, and then she joined Walnut Street Cafe as executive pastry chef and baker before she joined Catering by Design 6 years ago. So
It's
now
funny.
she owns Za's.
The story of my rise is similar. I had no talent, so I ended up in radio.
How about that?
Oh my God, me too.
Yeah. We all have a story. All right, let's see if you can identify this clip.
I knew you couldn't resist my I got the shakes that'll make you quake. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... I just got burgers.
All right, we're going to go to Lisa, try and get an answer. Lisa, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Lisa, what movie is that clip from?
That is from The Longest Yard.
You are correct. One moment. We are going to give you a $50 Acme Markets gift card. And don't forget that you can get the Flash Grocery Delivery. And it's delivery or pickup and get you fresh groceries in 30 minutes or less. Fire it up, Casey. Time for the fast food roundup with the Connoisseur. I got a couple of fast food stories to share with you. We're going to start with McDonald's.
Yeah.
After 39 years, McDonald's most requested item ever is finally back. For the first time in decades, the McDonald's Changeables Happy Meal toys will be back on the menu. McDonald's USA said the beloved toys that first stole fans' hearts in the late 1980s and early 90s will return to restaurants for a limited time, giving kids and grown-ups alike the chance to get one of 16 Changeables that transform into classic McDonald's icons. You remember this, Marissa?
Of course I do. I still have a lot of my
No
McDonald's
way.
stories. If they are worth anything, somebody let me know because I have a whole box of this stuff.
Wow.
The
Really?
originals.
So you love these things.
Steve, I was a collector. Some people might call it a hoarder. I was a collector.
Listen, you could talk to my friend Tank
I
at
should.
the auction house, and I'll bet you people will buy those.
I have a vague memory of changeables. What are they? They're basically menu items that
All
sort
right.
of like are Transformers.
Yeah, they're toys that transform from a McDonald's food item into a robot-like or dinosaur-like character. Introduced to Happy Meal toys in the late 80s and 90s, they became fan favorite very quickly. According to a statement from a senior marketing director at McDonald's, changeables were the most requested Happy Meal item across social media and through customer service. There will be a total of 16 characters to collect in the Changeables Happy Meal program. Starting at, it says $127 at $1.27.
Do you know there?
No. January 27th. Every single design has a name and its own little personality. And so you'll be able to mix and match.
By the way, Preston, in your defense, I can't stand it when people write a date down as 1.27.
I agree.
Just use the slash.
Use that. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So responses from fans expressed excitement about the revamped Changeables. No information was given on how these collectibles will be available as of yet.
We're looking at them. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, they look fun.
This one is the catchphrase is beep 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 boop or whatever.
Beep beep bop boop. Yeah.
And okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a container of fries.
Do you know what their least favorite collectible toy was? The Django Unchained action figure.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it was cool for some people, but not for most of
for
us.
kids,
Yeah.
no.
All right, and then there's another McDonald's story. McDonald's is flirting with fine dining this Valentine's Day, offering a free McNugget caviar kit, black tie optional. The limited online drop just goes live on the 10th at 11 a.m. and includes a 10-ounce tin of Barry Sturgeon caviar, plus a $25 Arch card to cover nuggets and other essentials. Essentially, you're just buying some caviar.
That's what you're doing.
The kits won't be sold in restaurants and are available only at McNuggetCaviar.com.
All right, so I just saw another story about McDonald's about how they're offering up nuggets for like wedding catering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah,
Like,
for
as
like-
you're leaving.
Yeah, it's like no, I think it's for the actual like wedding reception. You know, you can get like the hundreds of nuggets.
Let me
for like
grab it.
You can probably use it
$235.
whenever you want.
Yeah. But I went to a trivia night on Saturday at my brother's church, St. Dot's, and when you do these sort of things, people bring their own. So we were planning it, and somebody's like, I'm going to bring a soft pretzel tray. I'm going to bring this. I'm going to bring that. And I ended up just getting like a big box of burgers and fries.
Yeah.
The fries went like crazy, dude. It was all, and the best part, Steve, is the very first trivia question of the night was a McDonald's trivia question.
Life is good.
It is.
This caviar thing, so you have to like sign up on the 10th. There's like a 2-hour window to sign up, and then only a few people get it. Guys, if I get it, I think I would eat a McNugget.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I am so excited about this caviar creme fraiche nugget collaboration. I think I would eat a McNugget.
Okay.
I haven't eaten meat in I don't know how long.
Now, what's the difference between you just going and buying caviar and creme fraiche and a box 6-pack of nuggets?
Because I didn't win it for McDonald's.
Oh, you have to win
Yeah,
it?
Steve won something for McDonald's decades ago and still talks about it.
Sort of hurt you don't remember. I've talked about it so much.
It was a coloring book.
And what did I color, Preston?
A hamburger,
book-
cheeseburger.
A hamburger.
Was it a hamburger? Okay.
And it was about the history, and I won a
The
book
history
about
of
the
the
history of the hamburger, and I used my winnings to get a huge bag of fries.
Wow. Going back to the exiting food, though, Marissa, you'd mentioned about having nuggets on the way out. My buddy Steve, when his daughter got married, they had his local pub that he would go to all the time had pizza for people on the way out, which was a brilliant idea. I never thought about getting a quick bite to eat
On
as
the
people
way
are
out.
leaving.
Of course.
Yeah.
I love that. That's why a big bowl of nuggets at the door as you're leaving.
It's actually a great idea.
I have to give my Hip City Veg has the best chicken nuggets that are not chicken that I've ever had.
They do.
I am a nugget fan. And Tyson had their line for a while. Remember they came out to the Camp Out for Hunger?
I think they still do. Yeah.
Really good non-chicken chicken.
Casey, you know what we didn't do? We didn't play another clip.
Oh, damn
I was
it.
supposed to play a
I'm
clip.
ready to go.
Let me do it real quick because I have one more fast food story. We should be able to get it. What's this?
I'm not sure that this is the right environment for Lydia. Snakes? Ghosts?
Shrimp.
All right, 610-660-9333. I'll continue with the fast food roundup, and then we'll get a winner. But what movie was that clip from? Let's see if you know, because we have the Acme Markets gift card up for grabs. KFC, and this is the only other story I have from the fast food roundup, just made an unexpected jump into the candy world, dropping a jelly bean collab with Frankfurt Candy. And the internet is equal parts confused and curious. The limited edition lineup swaps fruity flavors for savory ones inspired by the KFC menu, including sweet corn, fried chicken, and gravy as well.
I don't like jelly beans to begin with, so this sounds even less appetizing.
They're already available online through Amazon and frankfurtcandy.com.
I sort of admire, though, KFC's commitment to not having anything green on their menu.
Yeah, nothing redeemable.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
There's no salad. There's no
green beans.
No green beans?
No
peas?
Not that I know of. Preston, you're fairly familiar. No.
Corn is about as close as you get. Yeah. So they have a wider rollout expected around Easter. And it's weird on purpose, and it's buzzy, and they're very on brand for a fast food chain that knows how to get people talking about stuff. They do some weird little collabs, and this is one of those, by the way.
You know what my favorite thing that they ever had on their menu back in my day? There's a KFC next to Cardinal O'Hara, and they had these chocolate parfaits that were so
really
good.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, they came in
excellent
in a plastic cup. It was like, pre-made and all that. It was so, it had like a graham cracker crumbles in it.
They were almost brulee-ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're looking for the answer to what this clip is from.
I'm not sure that this is the right environment for Lydia. Snakes? Ghosts?
Shrimp.
All right, we're going to go to Lauren. Hey, Lauren, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Lauren, name it. That movie, please.
R.I.P. Catherine O'Hara. That's Beetlejuice.
Yes. She gave us the last line in that clip. You are correct. Hang on, Lauren, as you get yourself a $50 Acme Marks gift card. Hungry in a hurry, you got to try their flash grocery delivery or pickup. It gets you fresh groceries in 30 minutes or less. All right, now we'll play the next clip and see if we can identify this one.
Evans, what in the blue hell is that? Get up, Evans. I bet there's a piece of chicken down there you go for, wouldn't you? Hell yeah, Coach, I love chicken. Get your ass down there. On my whistle, Get that chicken.
610-660-9333. If you know, call. We'll get another story from the Connoisseur while you're getting through. I was a little sad to see this story, and I'll explain the memories that I have from this.
All right.
But another iconic product is leaving stores. After 80 years, Minute Maid is discontinuing its frozen juice concentrate line, including their orange juice.
Some bitch. We lived on that stuff for years.
Me too, but my strongest memory with Minute Maid frozen concentrate, and I've told you guys this before, and this would have been when I was a little kid. I mean, like 3, 4, 5 years old, something like that. In the early 70s, my parents went through a lime daiquiri phase.
Oh, yeah.
And so we had leftover containers of the frozen concentrate limeade or lime juice sitting around all over the place with next to the blender. I remember that smell.
Yeah.
You know, why isn't limeade or lime juice, not lime juice, but why isn't limeade a more popular drink?
Listen, I love limeade.
Yeah.
And when Rochelle and I would go to Sonic specifically, and when they popped around, they made all kind of drink concoctions, and we would get their strawberry limeade. It was excellent. And at the bottom of it, they would put strawberries in there. Now, they're the kind that are... they're fresh. They were like frozen strawberries thawed out, and then they throw them in. There's a whole bunch of them at the base of it, and you can jam your straw in there and get little strawberry chunks in it.
Muddle it.
But I love limeade, and you're right. Limeade took a big time backseat to lemonade, obviously.
Yeah, and I don't understand why. And also, like lime popsicles.
There was that sex scandal.
Oh, was that what it was?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, man. I
The
thought
lime
they'd recovered.
popsicles?
Yeah, lime popsicles are really, really good, too.
Simply makes a good limeade.
Okay. The grocery staple has roots dating back to World War II. And most recently was a favorite ingredient in slushies. Social media is not taking the news well. On Instagram, commenters are saying things like, how am I supposed to live without this in my freezer? And another one had said, this is kind of the news that ruins a Monday for me because it just came out earlier this week.
Seems to me that you could just, obviously you're supposed to mix it with water, but like you could just take a liquor, like a vodka or a tequila and just mix those straight up.
Have that for breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the daiquiri was. It was rum and that lime stuff.
And that was it.
Ice.
And that's
ice
it?
And party on, baby.
Throw a little coconut stuff in there?
Yeah, you can throw a little...
Put on some Dave Brubeck.
I'm saying, man, definitely. There was, now this was Welch's made this, but they had frozen grape juice. And I was at a friend's wedding one time, and they had it wasn't a cocktail, but it was a drink. It was iced tea and grape juice mixed together. It was fantastic.
Really?
It was like white grape juice.
Okay.
And hopefully that's not going anywhere because I haven't had that in a long time, and I'd like to have that. All right, so anyhow, I don't know when they're officially going to be done, but got to get these before they are completely gone. That was kind of sad to see that. All right, let's see if somebody knows the answer. What movie is this clip from? Here we go.
Evans, what in the blue hell is that? Get up, Evans. I bet there's a piece of chicken down there you go for, wouldn't you? Hell yeah, Coach, I love it. Get your ass down there. On my whistle, Get that chicken.
All right, we're going to go to Tim. Yo, Tim, good morning, brother.
Good morning.
All right, Tim, do you know the movie?
That is Gridiron Gang.
Gridiron Gang, yes, that is correct. Hold on, buddy. Got yourself the $50 Acme Markets gift card. All right, another clip. Let's play this one. We got 2 more to go, and here it is.
What the hell is this? Chinese FedEx. I'm trying to figure out how the Chinaman over here gets 700 pounds off of eating this. I'm Japanese, not Chinese.
All right, 610-660-9333. Call if you know the answer and order up. Grubhub, we're going to talk about them for a moment. They're cutting out delivery and service fees on restaurant orders over $50. Making a big group order and family meals a lot less painful at checkout. The change is being kicked off during the big game this weekend with the company's first ever Super Bowl ad, and it stars George Clooney and is designed as a long-term pricing shift rather than a short-lived promotion.
This is actually a smart idea. It's a smart move. And I was watching, one of the news stations had a piece about, how sometimes you're just buying stuff. It's part of my regular routine. Mm-hmm. People who had gotten so caught up into the ritual, it got away from them, and they had no idea how much they were actually spending on Grubhub and DoorDash, and these people were being presented with the amounts, and they could not believe how much money.
You can just call the restaurant and save that extra money because they are jacking up the prices when you use these apps. As long as you're not getting it delivered, if you do have to pick up.
I order from a place all the time, and I have to do it through DoorDash. I love them. And they'll put the card in, and I've called them up, and I'm just at the edge of their delivery area. Mm-hmm. Like, you go a couple extra yards, and I would be happy to do it. But they're intractable on this issue, and so I have to do it.
You should do the Seinfeld thing and just wait at your neighbor's house across the street.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The no-fee perk can be stacked with limited time big game and winter deals from major restaurant chains this month, including deals from Chipotle, Popeyes, and Burger King. More discounts will continue rolling out through the next couple of months, especially on larger orders.
Yeah.
So that's good news for people who use that service. All right, we will play this clip once again, see if you know what it's from.
What the hell is this? Chinese FedEx. I'm trying to figure out how the Chinaman over here gets 700 pounds off of eating this. I'm Japanese, not Chinese.
All right, we're going to go to Shane, checking in, see if he knows. Hey, Shane, good morning.
Good morning. Sorry to bother you guys at work.
We're all good, brother. So do me a favor, name the movie, and you win a prize. What is it?
The Replacements.
Love that movie. Yeah.
I do too. That is an unsung hero.
And by the way, the guy named Shane just won. Shane Falco is the character in the movie. All right, Shane, hang on. We're going to give you a $50 gift card to Acme Markets. Congratulations. We have time for one more. I had Ryan pull this clip specifically, and after we get a winner, I'll explain why. But here, I love this. It's a long one.
All right.
Did you do the whole thing? All right, we'll find out. It cracks me up.
Would the doctor care for a brandy before retiring?
No, thank you.
Some warm milk, perhaps?
No, thank you very much. No thanks.
Ovaltine.
Nothing. Thank you. I'm a little tired.
610-660-9333. You trimmed up the pauses a little bit, which is fine because there's these long pauses. I love it. All right. One more story. I have some longer ones, but I'm going to keep this short because we're already running past our budget. Hostess is apparently dropping a small line of new spring treats for you, friend.
Oh, they better be good.
As we sit in this winter wonderland, we need to think about spring. So somebody online was talking about the rumored details, and they include, and here we go, the new churro mini donuts. I do love me some churros.
Okay. I'm listening.
A new lemon blueberry coffee cake. I'm a fan of the lemon and blueberry combination. And his post also teases Peeps and Hostess frosted golden cake cupcake.
No.
That comes with marshmallow filling and icing. What's that?
Say that again.
Peeps Hostess frosted golden cupcake.
So the number one on that list is is the one I'm interested in.
What? Oh, the churros.
The churros.
Other treats expected for the rollout are key lime cupcakes.
Okay.
Could be all right. And carrot cake donuts. What are donuts, by the way?
I think they're like little donuts.
Oh, donut. Donuts, not donuts. Donettes.
The little one bite Hostess ones.
Yeah. Okay. I was the other day. Caleb was snacking on some Hostess chocolate donuts.
Yeah.
The little mini chocolate donuts. I pulled up the old SNL John Belushi bit, and I was just trying to explain how funny it was
and
at
down
the
to
time.
a lot of chocolate donuts.
And he's sitting there while he's eating the donut. He has a cigarette through his fingers.
He's training.
Yeah. I logged a lot of miles for that race and down to a lot of donuts, too. Little chocolate donuts.
There's these people that show up on my Instagram algorithm, and they're always pranking their dad. And I think they're like Italian or something like that. And so they ended up taking a toilet paper roll, and they ran it, a full toilet paper roll, and they ran it underneath the water, got it all soggy, took the little hole out of the middle, and then formed it into like a giant donut and then covered it in chocolate. It was so good. It was so good.
And then did somebody take a bite of it?
Yeah, then they gave it to their dad, and the way the dad reacts, because he's like an older dude, probably like late 60s. Yeah, Marissa's got the video pulled up here. It is when you get a little bit of time, just
okay. All right.
Oh, wait, that wasn't it. That wasn't the one. But anyway.
That's two girls in a cup.
That's two.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
weird.
a totally different thing. Look at the reaction on her face when she's drinking that poop.
That's my poop.
Wow. All right.
I could taste my little girl.
All right, we're going to see if you know what the clip what movie this clip is from. Here we go.
Would the doctor care for a brandy before retiring?
No, thank you.
Some warm milk, perhaps?
No, thank you very much. No thanks.
Ovaltine.
Nothing. Thank you. I'm a little tired.
All right, we're going to go to Mike. Hey, Mike, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks to you, Mike. All right, lay it on us. What movie is that?
That is Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, classic. Hang on a second, Mike. You got yourself a $50 Acme Markets gift card. I was watching, Steve, have you watched the Mel Brooks 99-Year-Old Man yet?
Yeah.
So good.
It's wonderful.
I loved it. And that sequence, I was watching the whole thing, but I was waiting for the Young Frankenstein portions. And Cloris Leachman, her pauses and her facial expressions in that scene in particular just kill me. Kill me.
After the Ovaltine, and he goes, and she nothing. She closes her eyes.
Yes,
it's just
the
hilarious.
Yeah, just the best. So if you haven't seen that yet, I think it's on HBO. But it's the 99-Year-Old Man, and it's Mel Brooks' career, his life. It's wonderful.
Cloris Leachman and Madeline Kahn.
Oh,
I mean, holy
brilliant.
Hell!
Yeah, agreed. All right, that's all we have time for in the Connoisseur. But thank you guys for being a part of it. We
got it in too.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we squeezed in with our Olympics coverage with Siobhan McGirl, and we have more people stopping by this morning to enjoy our Friday love that we're sharing here as a No Sad Bros in full gear. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to the bizarre file when we return, friends. So stay with us, please.
And kids come on all the time to make a mess. So do adults. But I would never have them clean up the mess. I mean, we talk about them afterwards and say what slobs they are. And love to see what their house looks like. But we never get them on their knees or even ask them to clean it up. We just talk about them afterwards.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so
do you think this flight attendant was out of line to say? And I don't know how they said it. I don't know if they said, "Oh, ma'am, could you please? Your kid made it made a terrible mess here. Can you clean it up?"
Goodness, I would never ever even adjust it. I just talk about it and afterwards.
Well, let me ask you, Chris, what is the one thing that passengers can do that are guaranteed to make the flight attendants talk about you? What do flight attendants hate the most?
Oh gosh, taking their shoes off, constantly getting up and down or leaving the overheads open.
Okay.
And leaving a mess. I actually had an adult that went and he came on and he ripped up, he was mad, and he ripped up the entire safety demo card. And I saw him doing something, and I thought he might have been doing that. And I thought, I'll just clean up his mess later. And he was just angry about his seat and everything. And as he was deplaning, he threw it all up as confetti, and it went everywhere.
Oh, my God.
What an idiot. Hey.
So it's not just kids.
And he did this just because he wanted to, or he thinks that the safety features are a joke, or we have no idea?
He's annoyed about his seating.
He's annoyed about his seating. Okay.
So you tear up the safety card.
But wait a minute, the shoes thing? Come on, man. I have like little slip-on shoes. In fact, I just took them off. I just took them off right now.
I don't care what people think.
The planes are cleaned, they're not really cleaned well. And, when you get to a city and you have a quick turn, you're lucky that we get all the trash out of the seat pockets before we have to board everybody.
Right.
Also, they're adults. They can keep their shoes on, Chris.
Oh, no. No, they're not.
No, I mean, honestly, you, Kathy, Chris, whoever, you guys can think and say whatever the freak you want. I don't care.
As long
My
as
shoes
your feet don't smell.
Yeah.
So what?
You're
Do
not
you
at home.
know, though? Are you nose blind?
I am not nose blind.
No, I'm taking my shoes off. I don't give a crap.
Mine are off right
Well,
now.
Chris is a professional, says to keep your stinky feet in your
I'm
shoes.
with you, Chris.
Tough crap.
I don't
taking
have
them
stinky
off.
feet.
Yeah.
All right.
Come down with ice on, spray your feet.
Yes, spray your feet with Axe body spray.
You don't even use soap
That
to
would
wash
be
your
worse.
You don't even use soap to wash your feet. Don't say they're clean.
There is soap that travels all down my body that eventually ends up on my feet. My feet are squeaky.
Chris, Preston does it. Kathy says Preston doesn't wash his feet.
He doesn't.
Can you imagine that?
He lets the soap run down his legs.
It just runs down
She
his
knows.
legs.
She knows.
Exactly.
I think though they also give you the little slippers so you can put them on, right?
No, I don't want slippers on. I want my
Gives you
socks.
slippers.
Well, you just in your socks. You're not your bare feet. Then you're fine.
Exactly. Yes. I don't take my socks off. I'm not an animal.
Casey
Come on,
probably
man.
does.
Casey, do you take your socks off?
No, and I resent you for saying that, Kathy.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Chris.
They should give you slippers, though, right? Like as long as we're tossing stuff out there.
Excuse me. It just took its socks off.
I don't know. Slippers?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Do
you guys ever wear them?
I did once.
Yeah.
I hated
yeah.
them.
What, on the plane or at home?
No. At home, around the house.
No. Slipper season. Hell yeah.
Right now?
No, we're coming out of.
Yeah, we're coming out of slipper season.
We're
No.
in flip-flop season now.
I never wear.
Casey, I can't believe he just asked who wears slippers.
I
Casey,
wear slippers.
Casey and I wear the same UGG slippers. If you don't wear slippers, you have to get these and you'll wear
Okay,
slippers.
I do like slippers.
Yeah.
I will wear
I'll
the
try them out.
sneakers or whatever my footwear was, unless it's like formal stuff.
Yeah.
I'll switch. You don't know if a deer is going to come jumping through that window.
Right. You
You got to be able.
But that's why you keep your slippers by the door. You
No, you got to wear them.
sneakers by the door.
I can go outside with slippers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
totally.
these
In
are
an
like
emergency.
rugged outdoor indoor
Yeah.
slippers.
They're
Yeah.
tactical slippers.
Yeah. These are, and those are, I would say, more of the colder weather slippers.
Sure.
I have warm weather
Yeah.
slippers as well.
So do cold weather slippers, that coincides with sweatshirt season, right?
I
They're
think so.
the same, like hoodie season?
Yeah.
okay.
Yellowstone
are
pajama
cold.
pants season. Yes.
We're working our way into foot bath season, by
Real
the way.
quick, I just want to ask Casey one question because I think here's where we're going to separate. Do you wear those? Do you actually wear those slippers outside?
I do.
Okay, yeah.
Not like-
now we're on different pages.
Well, like to take the trash out or something like that.
Take the
If it's
trash
chilly,
out
you got to run
or-
outside real quick, go get the mail,
Stomp down the mulch.
Or
Yes.
if I'm like I got to go pick somebody up from not class, but like practice or something
Oh,
like that.
she
if I'm
just
gonna be
got
in the car.
side-eyed by Kathy on
I'm
that.
like, you're driving.
pajama pants to Wawa.
Yeah, but that's what the kids are
dude,
doing.
I want to get a group of people to go to Wawa in pajama pants because it's very freeing.
Talk is cheap. Let's do it.
Let's do
Let's
it.
rent a bus of people. We'll rent a bus. We'll get everyone in their pajama. And socks, no shoes.
I would love to do that. All right, hang on. I want to go to Todd, who worked in a store that kids would frequently mess up. Hey, Todd, good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today?
Good, buddy. What's going on?
So I actually have an interesting story. One of our beloved Philadelphia Flyers, I'm just going to keep his name private.
Okay.
He came in with his wife and his two little crotch goblins, and the kids were running all over the place. They were throwing pillows all over the floor. They had like cookies.
This is a mattress store that you work at, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and look, it's expected. You know, I've had it a million times where people come in and they throw pillows around.
Right.
It happens. You know, I get it. But the idea is, like, at the bare minimum, tell your kids, pick the stuff up.
Yeah.
Or make an attempt to just, before you leave, follow them around and pick stuff up.
Sure.
That's all you ask.
When they left the like I said, our beloved Philadelphia Flyer, and his wife did nothing to pick anything up. They walked out. Now, they bought a lot. I was happy with them because they bought a lot. I got a good commission from it. But
were they
still,
French-Canadian by chance?
They were not.
Okay.
That narrows it down.
All right. Well, yeah. So you left. They left, and you had a bad taste in your mouth because it was just disrespectful.
Exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
it's a courtesy.
you're obliged,
I
even
agree.
if you're a Philadelphia
Thanks,
Flyer.
Tom. Yeah.
Your kids, if your kids go in and do something, you need to correct what they've done. If it's knocking down a display, if it's sullying the reputation of the NHL, it's what you do.
Let me see here. It's Eric that we're going to go to next. Hey, Eric. Morning.
Hey, good morning, it.
Hey, good morning, it, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, congrats to Marissa for getting married.
Pass along your love.
So I used to work in customer service, retail. I work in construction now. Shout out to Glazers 252. But I was raging to Nick through the text earlier. This Anthony Bass guy. What gets me the most is the entitlement, like the basic human decency of just pick up after yourself. Teach your child to pick up after yourself. It's your job as a parent. And Nick, you can check the stats on me. He can't even do his own job as a closer in baseball. He can't do his job as a parent. He blew up online. This dude's failing. He's a trifecta of failure.
All right. So if he were an effective closer, he'd get a pass.
And now he's going to, hopefully, if anybody working at United is listening, I hope this person doesn't get fired because of this dude's fucking.
He's fired up, Eric.
Fargan.
Oh my God, I'm so
No,
sorry.
no problem. So, Eric, let me ask you: if the flight attendant was rude, would that change your perspective of this?
Okay, so I understand there's probably three sides to the story: what the flight attendant says, what Anthony Bass says, and then what actually happened. I'm sure what really happened is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
but how he came across in posting, like what he did on Twitter, it just ruined anything that could have gone in his favor. And to top it all off, if you go back and check his Twitter, he posted a picture of his kid holding a bag of popcorn, like, oh, look at my cute little kid, like as a deflection. Like, come on, dude.
Well, no, I agree about the nature, the tone of his original post seemed a little pompous.
Yeah. And by the way, you're right, Eric. His ERA is like 7.36 or something like that. So
it's terrible. And the fact that he doubled down on it, saying, "Oh, I got," they're going to take care of it internally. United, whoever's listening, please don't let somebody lose their job because this guy can't teach his kids how to clean up after themselves.
Okay.
No, I agree.
Thank you,
At least a
Eric.
4-year-old, right? A 2-year-old.
5-year-old can clean up after
5-year-old can clean up after
yeah,
themselves.
right, yeah.
Yep, most definitely. All right, I want to go to one more call. We're going to take a break here in a moment, but Don wants to comment. Hi, Don. Good morning.
Morning, guys. What's the word?
Yo.
Nope.
Not going to do it.
Too late.
All right, so you are you're a rideshare driver.
Yeah, I'm an engineer, but in my off time I do rideshare, and people get in and they treat these cars like their personal trash pit with their kids.
I'm sure.
They get in, they want to eat food, they want to have chips, and when something happens, they don't say anything, or they're just like, they'll get out of the car. Even the adults do the same thing, and it's just they don't teach themselves. They're not parents to their kids. They think it's somebody else's problem to clean up.
Yeah, and it's the wrong way. I remember years ago, Preston. You remember the Good Charlotte we had on years ago, and one of the guys, Benji or Joel, or maybe it was their mother who had worked in a hotel and would clean rooms, and
there were some girls who went up and hung out with them in their hotel room, and they were the girls were getting a little bit rowdy and they were making a mess, and one of the guys, Benji or Joel, goes, "Hey, somebody works here, and they have to clean that stuff up,
right?"
And I think they said, "Yeah, our mom was worked as a hotel maid or staff or whatever." And they were like, "Don't do that."
Gives you a different perspective.
Yeah, I was like, I thought it was pretty cool. Of them too.
That's why we eventually married those guys.
Be observant of that. No, they got married to Lionel Richie's daughter. Wait,
Nicole Richie and Cameron Diaz. So I always consider us them.
I know.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right, I lied. I have time for one more call.
All right.
I want to go to Kendra. Hi, Kendra. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Kendra, are you weighing in on this whole mess thing, or what are you calling about?
I just won $1,000.
It's our concert cash winner, Kendra. And Kendra, you also get tickets to the MMRBQ as well. How's about that?
That is so great.
Yeah, congratulations.
$1,000 going to buy a lot of popcorn.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And my birthday's Friday, so I can buy myself a nice present.
Oh, that's awesome.
Huge. We are so happy. Where are you from, Kendra?
I'm from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
All right. Thank you, Jersey girl. We appreciate you listening and especially calling in and winning. And we will see you at the MMRBQ, and we'll give you $1,000 for listening to MMR. All right, Kendra?
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Happy birthday.
Let's hear it for Kendra. All right. Next chance coming up about 1 hour from now exactly, because it is 9 o'clock. So hang in there. All right, Casey wants me. We're going to, do it when we return.
Yes, sir.
We have a concert announcement when we return. So we'll take a quick break. I know it's a lot to take in. We'll come back in just a moment, and we'll get to all that. Stay with us. And Sarah Silverman is going to be joining us as well. Stay put.
Preston and Steve.
On 93.3 WMMR.
MMR.
Thank you very much, Kathy. As we have stated a couple times, today is April 20th, which is 420. And that is, of course, the international celebration. I assume it's international. I know it's definitely national. Of marijuana and all things pot.
Thanks, Marissa. Before we get into the B-File and Make It Friday, I got a couple of plugs I want to give real quick charity-wise. So we got the butt plugs, as we call them. This one says, hey, Presbo Brub. Long-time listener, like Y100 Today, is taking SEPTA to high school, but the first time emailing in. Anyway, my rugby club, the Hibernians, sorry about that, are putting on a 5K to benefit Blood Cancer United and our rugby club, a 501c3. Just hoping that if we could get word out there and get some people signed up. So it's called the Frostbite 5K.
Oh, it's going to be.
Run, walk, and give back. It's not till the end of the month, so it might be warmer. Saturday, February 28th, Falls Township Community Park. It's family-friendly. Run and walk starts at 11 a.m. It's open to all ages and all fitness levels. The relaxed 5K course winds through the park's scenic trails, wooded paths around the lake. Perfect for runners, joggers, walkers, families, first-time participants. Entry fee is $35. Same-day registration available. And proceeds will benefit the Hibernian RFC Blood Cancer Unit. Excuse me, honoring the memory of a beloved former club member lost to leukemia while supporting community health, wellness, and local amateur rugby as well. You can check out the details for that at Hibo Rugby, HIBO Rugby.com. So HiboRugby.com. So I wanted to plug that.
Nice.
Then I got it. Bless you, Marissa. I got an email from our friends at the Sons of Ben, Justin Friedberg, who is the president. Emailed in and said, hey, we have our annual Help Kick Hunger event, which benefits the Bernadine Center. It's coming up soon. It's hoping that you guys give us a shout out, a plug on the air, something like that. It's going to be Sunday, February 15th, so next weekend, 1 to 4 p.m., benefiting the Bernadine Center in Chester. And you can bring canned goods, and they'll be put directly on the shelves of the Bernardine Center's food pantry. And you're going to be rewarded with extra raffle tickets if you do that as a special thank you. And you can purchase extra raffle tickets as well for great prizes. They're going to have gift cards, experiences, baskets, exclusive prizes from the Sons of Ben, and the silent auction table and big ticket items as well. 2SP Brewing in Aston is where this, I think it's going to be. It says we are heading to our great friends at 2SP Brewing in Aston. This is where it's going to be taking place.
Cool.
And Babalooey Barbecue will provide the buffet and a bunch of their fantastic food. Your ticket includes 2 drink tickets, can be exchanged for one of the 2SP's beautiful brews as well. Tickets are just $50 after February 8th. It increases to $60. You can also get tickets at the door as well. And we have that posted at PrestonandSteve.com, WMMR.com if you want to go to the events page. So happy to plug that for our good friends at the Sons of Ben. A couple of shout-outs real quick. This is from Sandy Scamelia. Shamelia, SCH, and says, can I please have a shout out since I'll be turning 65 this Sunday. And I listen between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. So, or 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. So, Sandy, happy birthday to you, my dear. Then this is another, it's an event. The Northern Liberties is launching a brand new Black History Month First Friday celebration, spotlighting Black women, artists, Black-owned businesses, and youth arts education. And it's a 2-location evening on Friday, February 6th. So it's today, and they got all kinds of great entertainment that's taking place. And you can do a search on Black History Month Philly 2026, I think.
You can find Northern Liberties on Instagram.
Okay.
Which is at North Liberties, and they have all the details there.
All right, 2 more quick shout-outs. I know I'm running through a bunch of these. This says, hey, good morning from Rutledge.
Hey, that's where I'm from.
Yep, my daughter Lacey is turning 10 on February 6th. She is my absolute hero. She was born with multiple birth defects, with her biggest one being congenital diaphragmatic hernia. Many months in the NICU, 26 days on ECMO life support, 3 years with a feeding tube, and she had a few cardiac cath surgeries. My goodness. Which after her last one last summer, she was officially off all meds.
Wow.
She's a bright, funny, sweet little girl who loves tumbling, Roblox, all music from the Interrupters to 90s hip-hop to Taylor Swift. Sadly, Lacey broke her tailbone last week, slipping on the ice. Oh, man. So we have to postpone her birthday celebrations, and she has quite a few weeks of pain and healing. She always gives me a hard time for listening to my Preston and Steve podcast in the car all the time instead of music. So I know she'll get a kick out of this. Please give her one of the biggest, juicy, celebratory shout-outs to Lacey May McElhenney as she turns the big 1-0. Mommy loves you. That is from Stephanie. So here's a shout-out for you.
And all of my fart buttons come from Rutledge people.
How about that?
And I love the Interrupters, too.
It's homegrown. All right, and then one more. Do you remember last week I did a shout out that was a week early?
Yes.
I'm going to make good on that. And I got an email from Sadie Waters with a young man named Brendan turning 10 years old. And guess what?
What?
They're on the Xfinity guest line right now. Sadie, are you there?
We're here.
Hi. And Brendan, are you there, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yep.
I hear
you.
I hear you are a big fan of the band Froggy, right?
Yep.
Okay, did you hear last week when I totally messed up and did your shout out on the wrong day?
Yeah. We watched the video this morning in preparation for today.
Is it okay that I messed up, Brendan?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. All right.
He's forgiving.
Brendan, we're going to give you a live shout out and we're going to play your favorite song for you. All right, bud?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks.
All right.
Happy birthday to Lacey, the girl that you just read about. We were listening to that. So happy big shout. Happy birthday to her, too.
Oh, excellent.
Nice.
That's great.
Yes.
All right. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And here comes your song, Brendan. Happy birthday to you. Let's make it Friday.
Connoisseur. Kids on guys got all the more. Don't go for me, Mom. I don't want to
idea what hand gestures I was just doing on the camera, but whatever. Man. All right, let's do this thing.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey. They want you to screw the usual and register your nuttiest sled for the Preston and Steve Cardboard Classic for a chance to win $1,000 cash. Go to WMMR.com. You'll get all the details. Boy, do I have a lot of stories. We'll start with this one. We just spoke to Siobhan McGirl from NBC 10 live from Milan a little while ago. Well, there's something going on we didn't get a chance to ask her about. Everywhere from Milan to the upper peaks of the Dolomites, a saga known as Penis Gate has taken a surreal hold at the Olympic Games owing to what has been alleged of members of the ski jumping fraternity. Enhancement has never before carried such a literal meaning given to the unsubstantiated claims that some of these jumpers have resorted to injecting hyaluronic acid into their genitals. Now, into the fray of that debate stepped the World Anti-Doping Agency on Thursday, asked specifically about the use of hyaluronic acid and whether that might trigger a probe. Oliver Neagley, the director of WADA, said, I'm not aware of the details of ski jumping and how this can improve, but if anything was to come to the surface, we would look at anything if it is actually doping related. So, on the broader theme of ski jumpers using their penises to break the rules, the sport has precedent that has been left open to scrutiny, and I'll explain here. It's because of the theory supported by scientific studies that suggests any increase in the surface area of a skin suit can have an effect of turning the jumper into a human glider. The bigger the bulge, the farther they fly. And that's been cynically exploited in the recent past. A scandal erupted at last year's World Championships after it emerged that the Norwegian team had adjusted seams around the crotch to achieve that outcome.
Isn't that amazing that just that kind of tinkering can cause a difference?
Their head coach, his assistant, and another staff member were handed 18-month bans in the fallout. The defending Olympic champ, Marius Lindvik, and Johan Andre Forfang were also suspended for 3 months, though it was found the athletes were not aware of the plot. It was in the wake of the episode Bild, a German tabloid, offered the most illuminated tangent of the genre with their claim of acid injections. The details were vague, unsubstantiated, and anonymous, but they spread like wildfire. And a study in the Journal of Frontiers had established that every 2 centimeters in suit circumference reduced drag by 4% and increased lift by 5%, equivalent to an extra 5.8 meters in the jump lane.
That's substantial.
Yeah.
You should get that guy from the Game of Thrones sequel you're watching.
Oh, my God. The Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Hog.
Yeah, for those reasons, it would appear that ski jumping has, at the very least, answered the long-standing question of whether size matters or not. Wow. All right, a 13-year-old boy has been hailed as a hero after swimming over 2 miles through rough waters to help after his mother and 2 siblings were swept out to sea off Western Australia's southwest. The family were holidaying south of Perth when their inflatable paddleboards and kayak were pushed offshore by strong winds on Friday evening. The 13-year-old tried to paddle back to shore on his kayak before it took rough water in rough seas. He then swam for 4 more hours to shore.
It's amazing.
And successfully raised the alarm. Marine Rescue Commander Paul Breslin said the 47-year-old mother, a 12-year-old son, and 8-year-old daughter were eventually found at 8:30 p.m. clinging to a paddleboard after drifting about 14 kilometers offshore. Mr. Breslin said the efforts of the 13-year-old who continued to swim to shore through choppy waters were superhuman. He said he swam the first 2 hours with a life jacket on, and the brave fella thought he's not going to make it with the life jacket on, so he ditched it and swam the next 2 hours without a life
near
jacket.
Impossible. And the second he got on the beach, he ran home and played PlayStation.
Once the teen reached land and raised the alarm, a multi-agency search and rescue operation was mobilized. Thankfully, all 3 people were wearing life jackets.
It's unbelievable.
Which contributed to their survival. Mr. Breslin said the 13-year-old's detailed description of the color of the kayak and paddleboards were invaluable in the search efforts. He said within an hour, we found the kayak. He said the family were treading water in rough seas for hours before they were found. The mother somehow managed managed to keep the other children with the paddleboard. The trio were pulled out of the water by a volunteer marine rescue vessel, and they were returned to shore. So that kid...
Does that kid ever get punished again?
...is a straight-up hero.
You probably bring a hooker home.
All right, how about this? A reckless stunt caught on cameras at the Jersey Shore is sparking criticism by local leaders and first responders after a pickup truck doing donuts on a frozen lake fell through the ice.
I was so surprised, and you will get to it, when I found out the age of this Yahoo.
So the mayor, Michael Pasternak, said stupidity at its finest. In a video from over the weekend shared on social media, the pickup can be seen spinning in circles on the ice before it broke through and became stuck. First responders were called to the Stafford Forge Wildlife Management area, and after someone had spotted the truck in the ice and didn't know if anyone was inside. Volunteer fire company Captain Frank Runza said, "It's about more than you. You know, when you come in and act like this, when you're doing something like this, there's a lot of lives on the line." So members of 3 volunteer fire companies, including 2 water rescue teams, a dive team, EMS crew, they all met at the lake, and they determined the pickup was empty. Authorities said a 44-year-old driver was not hurt and was able to get out of the vehicle on his own, but never reported the incident. And New Jersey State Police issued a man summonses for multiple motor vehicle offenses, including reckless driving and leaving the scene of an accident.
That's a good piece of advice and something to remember. If you're going to do something stupid, people are going to have to come in and rescue you.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you're going to have their lives
Exactly.
to deal with.
All right, here's a terrible one. A vengeful wife took matters into her own hands when she suspected her husband was having an affair, slicing off the man's genitals and flushing them down a toilet.
Oh, my balls!
However, the victim stood by his wife and asked the court to cut her some slack when sentencing her.
He used the word cut?
I guess so. According to local reports, a 50-year-old man drinking alone at a coffee shop in South Korea fell asleep. That's when his 58-year-old wife and her 40-year-old son-in-law rushed in, tied him up with a rope and an industrial tape. The woman then stabbed her husband around 50 times before using a sharp weapon to sever his manhood, pilfer his package, and flush it down the cafe toilet, also severing the possibility of surgical reattachment.
By the way, that's a hell of a toilet. Good suction.
Emergency responders later found the man and rushed him to the hospital where he underwent surgery and survived, though he was left with lasting physical and psychological injuries.
Like no penis.
Before her formal sentencing last week, the husband asked the court not to go hard on her, and his plea for leniency was apparently taken into account when she was given 7 years in prison. Her son-in-law was jailed for 4 years in his role.
Did he suggest a reason why he wanted that leniency?
No.
Was he cheating?
I'm wondering, did you ever see I Love You to Death?
Yes.
And, at the end, he's like...
He's a philanderer.
Yeah, but he didn't want anything bad to happen to her.
Right,
They tried to kill her. So maybe it was that. I don't really know. And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, when we return, we have a gentleman in our Acme Lounge as we speak who is wearing a full one-man band outfit.
Can we put this under the dream come true category?
I think we can.
Yeah.
He's going to be in our studio next. We'll introduce him. We'll get the music and all that stuff. And also, comedian Ariel Elias will be joining us. Here's what I'd like to do as we're taking a break, though. We have a party coming up.
Yeah!
It's at Parks Casino. It's next week, next Thursday. It's Galentine's Day. And ladies, you're invited. We'll take callers number 11, 12, and 13 at 610-660-9333. 21 and over only, ladies only as well. And not only are you going to get some food and drink, we'll give you a $25 slot play while you are at Parks Casino. And we're going to be playing bingo. Hello. That means your chance to win some prizes as well. So it's Galentine's Day. Get those callers on the line. We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
I realize, what is the derivation of Ford?
I'm glad you asked that, sir. Because I've got the history of it.
Right.
And I know we've mentioned it before, but it's easy to kind of forget because it's this weird little thing that happened. The most credible story traces to Marin County, California in 1971.
That's it.
There were 5 students at San Rafael High School, and they would meet at 4:20 in the afternoon by the campus statue of Louis Pasteur.
Right.
And they would get high. And they chose that specific time because extracurricular activities had usually ended by then. And the group of guys, Steve Capper, Dave Reddix, Jeffrey Knoll, and Larry Schwartz, and also Mark Gravich, became known as the Waldos because they met at a wall. There was a wall there, and they called them wallows.
As simple as that.
So they would say 420 to each other just as a code.
Yeah.
So, if they were in the hallways at school, they'd say, 420, and it was just for them to know. Now, the interesting thing is how it got out into
national.
Yeah. And to become part of pop culture. So,
and I want to find out if it has extended to other countries as well.
That is a good question. Yeah. I'll bet you it has. So Reddix, one of the guys, told Time Magazine in 2017, he said, we got tired of the Friday night football scene with all the jocks. We were the guys sitting under the stand smoking a doobie, wondering what we're doing there. And it continued long after 4:20 p.m. as well. The group challenged each other to find ever more interesting things to do under the influence, calling their adventures safaris.
Safari.
Yeah.
Sick.
Go safari.
Doobies.
So here's where it started to catch on. So later on, Reddix's brother helped him get work with the Grateful Dead bassist Phil Lesh as a roadie.
That's like the dream job if you're a pothead.
So the band is said to have helped popularize the term 420. And on December 28th, 1990, a group of deadheads in Oakland handed out flyers that invited people to smoke, quote-unquote, 420 on April 20th at 4:20 p.m. And one ended up with this guy named Steve Bloom. And Steve was a former reporter for High Times magazine.
Is that even around anymore?
Yeah, I believe it is.
I would imagine, God, if it had gone away before all of this, it'd be a crime.
So the magazine printed the flyer in 1991 and continued to reference the number, and soon it became known worldwide, it says here, Steve, worldwide as code for marijuana.
You know what High Times should have done? And if they haven't done it yet, maybe they can, because it's such a good idea, Steve. One of their pages should be smokable.
I think I know the case. I think years ago when it was really a controversial magazine and be on the shelf, didn't they include what they called a roach clip in one of their issues?
No, but like it's a paper,
something like that.
Yeah, it's a paper magazine, like maybe page 4 or page 20.
Right.
You know,
and it's smokable.
Rolling papers or actual marijuana?
No. Like,
but something
like
you
a
can
rolling
roll
paper,
up
like
in.
a blunt wrap, or something that you could roll it into.
I get Acid magazine and their tabs of acid on it. No, it's. I remember how controversial that. Look, I don't smoke. I don't use the product myself. Yeah, but again, it's another one of these situations where I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah.
I was fascinated by what's the big in Amsterdam. They have the
Cannabis Cup.
Cannabis Cup. There's a documentary about it that is amazing.
Yep.
I mean, I don't smoke anymore either, but like I did, and it was like sort of ritualistic. I will tell you that like once I started it like kind of like took over. It was like everything to me, and
I have a history with 15. So I said, I grew up. My sister, my uncles, they were all weed smokers. It was around me even before I was a teenager, and I was kind of used to it. But I started around that time, and I have never quit, and I enjoy it. Now I am not the level of some weed smokers.
You're not Doug Benson.
There are people who just smoke it all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm an everyday user, but I am not, and I have my medical marijuana card, but I'm not a, just get baked out of my gourd person.
Preston, the agent who used to book me into colleges and book me around in my early days of stand-up comedy smoked pot the way most people smoke cigarettes,
right?
Like heavy cigarettes. So he was constantly smoking pot. And I'd have to say to him, is there any effect at this point? And he would say, not really. I mean, that's how much he smoked.
Yeah.
I remember maybe it was a decade ago, 12 years ago, we would occasionally have people from Normal on our show talking about making it legal and recognizing it. Essentially, for the most part, those guys have won. I mean, I really find it to be fairly it's not really an issue anymore. If you don't want to smoke, you don't have to. If you do, you have options to do so in most states. And I like that. To me, it's one of those things where like it was being done so much anyway. If you want to smoke legally now, most of the places you can. Even Utah, for crying out loud, there are legal shops.
Do you know what's happening now, though? And I just read an article out of California where the image of I'm a local grower and I'm doing my own. those businesses are getting swallowed up by corporate.
Sure.
Yeah, the same thing's happening with that industry as well.
It's funny though. I mean, because I don't want to be like super prudy and stuff like that, but I do feel like there's a time and place, and like I don't feel like I should be walking through a cloud of pot smoke as I'm walking into the fashion district of Philadelphia, or walking through a cloud of pot smoke as I'm walking down the boardwalk in Wildwood, and it happens. But at the same time, the pot in New Jersey is just as legal as people drinking their White Claws on the beach, and I have no problems with that. But I think the difference is like I'm not smelling your
not wafting over.
You don't get a contact buzz from somebody drinking a beer.
Yeah.
And you may not necessarily from somebody's from smoking weed, but if you're someone who's in recovery and you go by and you smell that, you have inhaled a little bit. You know what I mean? And I can see that be concerning, especially for people who've gone through.
What about
recovery.
cigarettes, though, man? You've defended people smoking cigarettes out in front of a building in the past.
Yeah, I know, but I love the smell of cigarettes.
Everyone picks their poison.
No, in fact, I haven't. Not out in front of the building. Like I think like here at this building, or like at a mall or something like that. You need to give them cover, right? Like when it's raining out, it's not like, oh, tough crap, you stinky, filthy smokers. Like, go smoke in the rain.
Stinky people.
Yeah.
But, so you're talking about make some sort of area where they can congregate.
But not for the pot smokers?
Right outside the entrance?
Well, but you're the one that said it, not me.
Yeah, I'm right out. Okay, first of all, it's not legal in Pennsylvania recreationally, right? Like
in Philadelphia, it is.
Recreationally?
Smoking legally is recreational in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania is odd because it's by municipality in most areas. Smoking weed, as far as I understand it, is allowed in Philadelphia in public.
I don't know.
Let's check that.
It's the public thing that I'm curious about, Nick. I think that you can have small amounts and it's okay, but consumption, there are regulations on when and where you can do that.
Can you be the mayor giving a speech smoking a blunt?
You're the mayor, man. Go for it.
Yeah.
So let me see here. Whether people buy marijuana legally in New Jersey or illegally in the underground market, it's a crime for them to possess, consume, grow, or sell marijuana in Pennsylvania.
Except in certain instances.
Okay. All right. Well, we can.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's odd. And that's part of the reason why it's still so strange is that there are, it varies from state to state. And not only does it vary from state to state in Pennsylvania, it varies from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh.
And federally, you can still get in trouble for it, even though it's legal.
Oh, they got to shake all this stuff out. What kills me, Preston, is about this, the creation of 420 as a thing. There's a good organization attached to a commercial that we run on air that mentions DBH. Do bong hits is what I hear.
Of course.
And that this thing would take off and become the thing from a school playground with DBH was your school thing.
Yep, that was our thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And our
DBH,
thing,
we had it written all over our notebooks and stuff,
Our thing in college was, Hendrix, right? So we would be at a party or whatever, like, okay, we're going to be at Hendrix at like midnight. All right, meet me at Hendrix. But Hendrix was a gravestone. It was somebody's name. And there was a graveyard next to our fraternity house, and all the way back in the far back of the cemetery.
That's where you guys would congregate?
Right next to this big tree. It was the biggest, and the last name on the headstone was Hendrix. And it was, so when you're talking about DBH and 420, like
these things become lore.
They're these cool little ritualistic things that and it's code, right? Like not everybody knew what Hendrix was, and you could say that, and people knew what you were talking about.
Right.
I think line one might be able to help us.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I have Mike on the phone, who is a police officer in Philadelphia. Hey, Mike, good morning.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good. Well, we're a little confused, Mike. That's clear.
But that's par for the course.
Maybe you can help us out here. What's the story with marijuana, smoking it, possessing it in Philadelphia?
So it is recreational use. You can walk down the street and smoke it. It is basically when I'm working in the city and we're driving by and you smell it, it's like, oh, well, that's just the new smell of Philly. So instead of, you get down to the subway when we're working down there and you're like, oh, that's the smell of Philly. But up on the street, it's just the smell of weed everywhere.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that you could smoke it outside. And that is Nick correct in that it's only.
Here's the thing. I'm partially correct. And maybe, Mike, you can expand a little bit upon this. It's decriminalized. However, it's not legal. But I don't know what the difference between decriminalization and legality is.
I mean, realistically, there is no. I'm sure there is a nuance, and if you're caught with it with like a certain amount and it's all baggied up, then yeah, it could be that it's criminalized. However, it's gotten to the point now where it's so prevalent out there that there's no point in doing anything about it because of how willing people are to just say, oh, okay, yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, and it's so low level that it's hardly worth the waste of time.
Exactly.
And
Somebody. So the biggest things you get is still federally. It's not, and I'm a federal law enforcement. So even for us, though, we're not touching it because there's no, nobody's going to touch for.
All right, thanks, Miss. I have a merch update.
Whoa!
New merch for you. There's a flash sale at WMMR.com in the Rock Shop, and it is the Preston Steve Cardboard Classic merch sale that's available now. So we've got short sleeve and long sleeve T-shirts. We have hoodies and winter hats that you can now get, and they state that it's a cardboard thing. Mm-hmm. So specifically for the Cardboard Classic, get yourself some merch and you can wear it while you're at the event.
I think I want a hoodie.
Yeah, these are pretty straight ahead. They're black with white lettering, and I'm loving it. So you can now get that. So make sure you get yourself prepped for the Cardboard Classic, which is it's 1 month from today, ladies and gentlemen. 1 month exactly from today. All the details at PrestonandSteve.com for you to participate or just to come and be a part and be a spectator, which we highly suggest. But we want people involved in building things. Our next guest could probably whip up something.
Bet your ass.
I would imagine. So this happened. I don't even know how we got on the conversation. Offhandedly, you had said the phrase one-man band.
Yeah, and you brought up the fact that you loved the one concept of the one-man band, and I said, me too.
And everybody else started
loved it. Yeah.
chipping in too. It's like it's hypnotic when you watch somebody who's operating these contraptions.
It's what it is it's music meets Rube Goldberg.
Yes, that's a good way to put
really
it.
What it is.
So our next guest has driven all the way in from Lancaster, Pennsylvania to be here with us this morning, and we are very happy to welcome the one-man band, Mr. Nick DiSanto.
Hey! Thank you.
How you doing, Nick? Nice to see you, man.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. So, Nick, when we were in the studio, he's like, you guys mind if I warm up just a little bit, Casey, you weren't in here?
No.
I was so happy.
Really?
Oh, my God.
He doesn't think you're going to see it.
Wait till you hear him.
Preston,
It's amazing.
when he clipped the clip to the back of his shoe so he could hit the drum on the back.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little kid. I was like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he had to rig up all this stuff. So real quick, Nick, by the way, the instrument you have, it's officially called a DiSantomophone.
DiSantomophone, very good.
Okay. So this is of your creation?
This is like the 13th version of it that I've made over the years.
Now, are there like 9 or 10 other rigs like this, or is this the one evolving rig?
Yeah, each one gets disassembled to make a new one. All the cost of like nuts and bolts would really add up.
We were talking about the history of it, and this is an art form that's been around for a long time. Are you familiar with the basic knowledge? Any information you can give us on where this goes back to?
The farthest back I've seen, there's pictures of guys with a fife in one hand and a drumstick in the other hand, and they're called fife and drum men.
Oh, okay.
And they seem to have these like conical hats with bells on them.
Okay.
So the beginnings, at least the seed was planted there.
Yeah.
Well, taking a close look at the instrument you're wearing, and I'm going to ask you specifically how many instruments, but I mean, there's some things on here that I wouldn't have even considered, like on your left bicep around your arm there. You have just a bunch of keys that are hanging to kind of jingle around, and bells are on there too, little jingle bells too.
Yeah.
Everything. How many instruments are you wearing?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm always tinkering with it, adding and subtracting. There's usually around 11 or 12.
Okay.
Once somebody in an audience counted 17.
I believe it.
I can see. I could probably count out 17 right now, just looking at you.
So I'll name off a few things. You have the keys and bells. You have a banjo. You have a bell on your chest. You have a kazoo, a siren whistle. I don't know what the tube is going to. That black. What is that?
My cowbell.
That's your cowbell? You blow in that to make the cowbell sound. You have, obviously, a bass drum. You have a tambourine, a cymbal, something that you hit with your head as well behind you. There's
Dude,
you're using it like a bellows.
Yeah, bellows.
Like a bellows to make the bell ring.
That was kind of a breakthrough. A few years ago, I ran out of arms and legs to work with, so I started using air power to play percussion.
That's a brilliant move. I love this. Preston,
It's amazing.
to the Rube Goldberg, comparison, you do have to be a bit of an inventor. You have to be. Do you have chops in the inventing world as well? Do you have a patent on anything?
I don't have a patent. I studied sculpture in school.
Okay.
And I did a little bit of commercial sculpting, kind of as I built my first one. I was doing that.
Okay, so the frame and the pulleys and the harness and all that, did that come from other components, or did you build those from scratch? Or did you buy a base and then add on to it?
No, it's all this little thing that plays my snare drum is the only thing I bought. It's made for a foot pedal. So
for a regular drum set.
Yeah, I use it under my elbow, but it's made to be able to, operate with your foot.
Okay. And can one purchase a one-man band? Is there a company or anybody that makes these, or are these all put together by the people that play them?
I think the person that makes this and my harmonica rack make a backpack one-man band set.
Okay.
Farmer foot drums.
I have to imagine it's nothing to what you have here, because this has so many moving parts to it. And we were talking, Preston was mentioning earlier about a world traveler. This is your main livelihood?
This is, yeah.
And it has literally brought you around the world as far away as Japan?
Yes.
And how did you get invited to Japan to play your one-man band rig?
I have an old friend who is a professor at a college out there, and he lined up about half a dozen performances in these very small little restaurants and bars, and I built a whole different contraption to take out there that I could disassemble and reassemble in about 30 minutes.
Wow. All right, what is that red pad over by your right elbow? What is that?
Controls my wood block.
Did you adapt to any Japanese instruments while you're over there?
I did jam with some guys playing some Japanese instruments.
Right.
And some people, they were also playing clarinets and, various instruments.
Okay. You have harmonicas laid out as well. Those are the ones that aren't attached to. I assume you can put it on your rack here in front of you when you need to. But if you need to change keys, you got to switch up. All right. So why don't we go ahead and get a short performance from you,
then some more
and then we'll talk a little bit more, and then maybe get another performance.
Sounds good.
All right. So what are we going to hear? Is this an original composition or?
No, I'm going to do King Louis's theme from the Jungle Book.
Yes,
that's great.
All right. Let's hear it. This is Nick DiSanto.
To stop, and that's what's bothering me. I wanna be a man cub and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of monkeying around. Oh, ooby-doo, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You see, it's true, and ape like me. To be human too. Now don't try and kid me, man cub. I made a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire to make my wish come true. Give me the secret, man cub. Clue me what to do. Give me the power, a man's red flower, so I can be like you. Oh, you, I wanna be like you. I wanna walk like you, talk like you too. You see, it's true. Someone like me can learn to be like someone like me. Can someone like you. Can learn to be like someone like you. Thank you.
I love your singing voice. I mean,
thanks.
Wow. What was the first instrument you learned how to play?
Drums.
Drums?
Yeah.
And then it all just went from there. I don't understand. My mind cannot comprehend how your mind is working.
Multiple instrument playing at once it's like when you see like I'm a big fan of the band Genesis and Tony Banks doing multiple keyboards at once.
Oh, sure.
And I know this is common in that realm, but you're not only doing that, you're doing 6 or 7 other weird things.
Well, the singing is the hard part because when you sing, you're supposed to be very relaxed and upright and still, and I'm none of those things when I'm doing this.
Well, I can explain a little bit. I've never played, and the idea was maybe I could try on. There's no way. That thing is so complex that you're wearing, and I don't know how long it takes you to put it on and get it together. But I would, looking at you do this, I would equate it to a kind of a dance. Because you're moving your entire body around and, keeping that bass drum rhythm with, which foot is working that?
Both feet.
Both feet.
Yeah, I used to alternate between left and right for bass and snare, but that's twice as many steps.
Right.
Twice as much work.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So as you take each step, you can lay down the downbeat.
Right.
With your feet, which is easy to do. It's like marching band.
Yeah.
Okay.
That part's easy, but I'm loving all this stuff because you had these little accents you're doing with your right hand that's strumming the banjo. You would take a harder strum and you get that little crash cymbal.
Exactly.
That would accentuate.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
Well, if you're watching on YouTube, when you were strumming, there you go.
Yeah.
How much does the rig weigh in total?
I know the backpack part, the drum and everything on my back weighs about 19 pounds.
Okay.
I used to be scared to find out what it weighed. I didn't want that thought floating around in my head. But I was playing at a retirement home once, and they begged me to weigh myself on the big exam scale. And that contraption was about 30 pounds altogether.
By the way, Nick was wearing this thing for like an hour. And I feel bad. He was in our Acme lounge just kind of standing around like, I guess he can't take it off.
Yeah. Nick, you had mentioned earlier in the interview, like a professor of yours. Where did you, were you a music major? Where did you go to school?
I went to Millersville University. I just took every level of sculpture that I could. I never finished, but I was getting work as a part-time commercial sculptor, and then for some strange reason I just kind of put the drum on my back as a lark, and then people wanted to hire me. I had to start calling off work from my restaurant jobs to go do this.
It ported right over to this. Now you mentioned also, and I was seeing this in some of the info about you, that you deal with a lot of schools and kids and stuff like that because a lot of what you do involves teaching kids to use things as instruments and explore music that way. How much of your time is consumed doing stuff like that?
More and more. It's mostly confined to the spring and summer right now.
Right, yeah.
I'd love to have like an original, kids set, a whole, performance of original kids songs at some point.
I got to point out one of the things I like that Nick has here. His snare drum is kind of like a small tambourine with a drum head on it, and it plays along. A drumstick hits that, but he has attached to it to play these hi-hats, which are the two cymbals you see sandwiched together, is a fork. That's the percussion mallet that you decided to go with.
I found that in the road. It was bent at just the right angle.
From Toy Story.
Forky.
Yeah. I just, if this hasn't been pointed out already, I want to point out the fact that what you're wearing, this is a sculpture. This is a work and a piece of art that you built on your own. Like, it's really, really
It's almost
amazing.
like steampunk in a way.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, but it looks cool. Let me ask you, what do you yourself consider the most unique and coolest aspect of this rig?
That's a really good question. It has stopped seeming unique to me because I've been doing this for 13 years.
Wow. So
I have a very sort of like workman-like approach.
Right,
what needs to be tightened, what's too loose right now.
Well, and I was going to ask that. That is probably a constant thing. Like anybody who plays an instrument, you have to tune it, you have to clean it, you have to keep it in proper working condition. And if things are off just a little bit, that's got to completely change your performance. So you've got these pulleys, you have these cords and everything. Are you constantly tightening and screwing and getting that in shape?
You'd be surprised once it's all good. It really holds up day after day. I build it to not have to fuss over before each performance.
How do you transport? It's like you said, you went to Japan, so you can break it down and have it put together in 30 minutes. I mean, this is your livelihood. Do you pre-ship it? How do you move it?
Yeah, like an anvil case or what?
No, this just lives on a leather cushion in the back of my car. I mean, not this time of year. I bring it inside when it's bitterly cold out. And everything else just each has its various cases. I almost like inventing the transport systems more than I like playing the instruments. I'm a big fan of finding places to stash things.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
On the head of the banjo, is that a tuner or a capo or?
Yep, that's a tuner.
Okay, I was wondering where that was.
It never will be in tune, but it's the loudest instrument, compared to all my drums and cymbals, so I thought I'd use it today.
Can you turn around real quick? I want to see the rear of this contraption.
Look at that.
He's got horns. And do you have a song that incorporates every single instrument that you know of?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if I've never thought about trying to incorporate every one.
Okay.
That's something that has never even crossed my mind. Like I'm going to make an arrangement where I use every single thing on here.
Inagata Davida.
Well, I got to hear whatever next song you do, you have to include the siren whistle because I'm a sucker for that little thing. But if people want to reach out to you, if they want to hire you for an event, number one, like how long can you come and perform for, or actually, how do people reach out to you if they want to hire you?
There's a website, nickdisanto.band is the best way to do it.
We'll link to it on.
Yeah, we'll make sure we share that, and you're flexible on your price depending on the event and how far you have to travel and stuff like that.
And a lot of people want me to just sort of stroll around like a parade ground or a carnival or something, and just cover ground.
By the way, he totally reminds me of Jackie Bam Bam too in the striped shirt he's wearing.
But facially, I like Dave Matthews. I'm sure you get that a lot. Do you get that a lot?
No.
Okay, I see a lot of Dave Matthews.
No, but do you kind of wear this vintage garb when you're doing it as well to play in with the part?
Yeah, I feel pretty shabby old vaudevillian when I do this, so I kind of dress the part. Yeah.
Musically, your focus is early jazz. Which would seem perfect for this.
Yeah.
What was the toughest gig you had to play? I assume it involved a lot of steps.
Oh my goodness, there have been some really strange performances that people want. I'm really often just stuck right next to a DJ or a full band or something.
Right.
But the most interesting one was a lawyer was turning 64, and he loved a Beatles song, When I'm 64.
Yeah. Which would be perfect for this rig.
Yeah. And they stuck me right outside. He was in some important meeting, like a lawyer meeting, and they had me sneak up to the property and just stand perfectly still outside the meeting until he was done. Then they flung open the doors, and I just I played When I'm 64 to him.
Oh, that's a great idea. You know what? I just thought of a world record. I'll bet it doesn't exist, and you could break it. Would be the longest distance covered by a one-man band. And you get out and literally just, walk and play for 10 miles or something like that and constantly playing the whole time because you have to keep walking and you could set a world record.
I had a dream that I one-man banded across Pennsylvania.
Wow. You know what? Add a Stephen King element. If he stops, he gets shot in the head.
Killed. Nick, just quick question about that Beatles song. Does that have the siren whistle in it by any chance?
It does not.
Then let's do 2 more songs. Let's do 2 more songs.
Because the Beatles is Preston's favorite band.
Can we get a Beatles song from you first? Or whatever you want to do. I don't care.
I'm all set up to do this one here. This is a old sort of pre-jazz age, ragtime age song. I think you'll know it once it gets going.
This is Nicholas DiSanto, our one-man band on the Preston and Steve Show.
There's a saying going round, and I begin to believe it's true. It's hard to love somebody when they don't care about you. Once I had a loving gal as good as any in this town, but now I'm sad and I'm lonely since she's gone and turned me down. Now I ain't got nobody, 'cause nobody cares for me. I'm so sad and lonely. Won't somebody take a chance with me? I'll sing sweet love songs
terrific. I'm like smiling like a little idiot because it's so much fun.
Wow. Has anybody ever asked you to teach them how to do what you do?
Yeah, in fact, there's a kid who was he and his dad were building one of these, and he went as one for Halloween. And sometimes he would email me with specific questions about how do you attach this thing here? How do I solve this problem?
Right.
And I love emailing him back with probably more information than he wanted, visual aids and.
There's going to come a point where honestly, depending on obviously this is your bread and butter, your career. But something like this will have to be preserved museum status because it is, as Casey points out, it's a sculpture, it's a work of art.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder how many around the world, how many sort of old things like this are in, attics somewhere.
Yeah. Are there any other one-man band people that you know? I mean, is there a community of people that perform like this?
There's a bunch online. It's pretty rare to see someone wearing this stuff. I have a few friends locally who sit and do percussion with their feet, and they have their main instrument in their hand. And they sing. But
well, that's nothing. Look at you. For
I would like to do that. People want this.
I saw a guy one time. It was pretty incredible. He was playing saxophone with his elbows. He was playing the drum kit behind him, and he was playing the bass guitar with his feet, an electric bass. Huh. And it was amazing. I mean, there are some people who can, who are dexterous like that.
This one time, I was coming out of the car, and I had 4 grocery bags in my hands.
Wow.
And then I shut the car door with my foot.
It's amazing.
Yeah, crazy, right?
What instrument, what is your holy grail of instruments you'd like to incorporate into your rig but just haven't been able to put it together yet? I assume a grand piano?
It's not a holy grail, but the next one on my radar is the musical washboard.
Oh, yeah. It's a classic sound. Yeah.
You typically wear thimbles on your fingers. And, so I'm thinking I'm going to have to make a wooden hand with some thimbles on the fingers that controls that.
When you do, let us know.
Oh, I will.
There was a guy, we were in, my wife and I took a trip to Copenhagen, and we were in this bar, and this guy comes in, and he had a washboard. It was a tie, and it was that thin.
Really?
And he had thimbles on his fingers. And they put on music, and he played to it, and he might have had a kazoo or something too, and we were just fascinated by it. It was amazing. So yeah, you could easily incorporate something like that into it. I'm a drummer, so I play drum kit, so I know the 4 limbs and how this whole thing works out. And but there's no way I could do all of the things that are involved, especially when it comes to singing along, playing along, keeping the rhythm and the whole thing. Is your set list done, or do you learn more songs from time to time?
I'm always learning more songs. Yeah.
So orchestration has to be interesting.
Yeah.
You got to make it up.
Yeah, and one of you said that it's like dancing earlier.
Yeah.
It's very, very true. It's you almost from the neck down. I approach it much more like a dancer, trying to stay balanced and stay centered. And I'm pretty careful about the chords and the melody and the harmonica part. But
have you ever fallen over? Have you ever fallen down with this on?
It hasn't happened yet. It will happen.
All right.
Yeah. I've come close.
Yeah.
So then this question has to come. How? I assume you are insured for this, correct?
The instruments are.
Yeah.
By the way, going back to the falling down thing, I would love to hear what that sounds like. Not that once you get hurt or to damage your instrument, but it's got to sound kind of fun.
Well, I have a lot of suspenseful moments in my set where
Where are you shaking that? Is that on your ankle?
Trying to get up as high as I can.
He's got it on his shoes. Oh, my God. That is fantastic.
It'll be something like this. Wait. No. There's another one.
The white zone.
No, there's one.
Well,
the white zone. This one. The crazy Willy Wonka.
I'll throw this thing down the stairs, and you can get a sample of it for yourself.
All right, and we'll have that.
We wouldn't dare make you do that.
We'll have that for good. Are you single? Do you have a relationship or anything right now?
Believe it or not, I'm single.
Believe it or not, the one-man band guy is single, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I wasn't sure because you have little baby footprints on your
Yes,
banjo.
I have a son.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's not mortified. He's 6 years old. He's not mortified by me yet.
I'll tell you this. For a kid to be around this and to see this, it's got to be wonderful. You've got to be his hero for this sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's a very sort of off.
That's going to end soon.
Willy Wonka kind of upbringing that he's.
Yeah, but like on Parent Day at school, if you come in for Career Day or whatever, oh my God, the kids are going to love that.
So the dad before you, who's a neurosurgeon, is going to look like nothing.
Are you kidding me? Of course.
I'm probably more rare than a neurosurgeon, statistically.
I'm absolutely blown away that this is your vocation, that you make a full-time living out of this. It's so interesting. I know there are people that obviously are musicians, but this is so niche. This is so unique that it's interesting.
Well, this time of year, it's a you kind of eke out a living, and then in the spring, summer, and fall, I kind of
that's your bread and butter.
How often are you working? And you've got to be on the road a lot.
I like to do about 20 performances a month.
Okay,
but I fall short of that sometimes. It depends on where they are and how lucrative they are too. But
oh my God! Listen, we'll put this out there for you. You talk about it on the corporate level or with the lawyer that you did. Bring something like this into for fun. You'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Talk about a morale boost.
Yeah. Can we get one more from you? Are you prepped for that? Or let's get one more tune.
All right.
You got to switch up harmonicas?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Rush song, Pratt?
Yeah. Do you know La Via Strangiato by Rush?
I am working on different time signatures other than my one-man band shuffle, but I'm not going to demonstrate them right now.
All right, fair enough. All right, if you're just tuning in, it is Nicholas DiSanto, the one-man band.
Goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go, me on my own. Me got to go, Port Piro down the bayou. My Yvonne, sweetest one, me on my own. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Jambalaya and a crawfish pie and a Philly gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama Chesame home. Pick a tall 12-fruit jar and be gay, yo. Son of a gun, we have big fun on the bayou. Gumbo. 'Cause tonight I'm gonna see Mama Chesame home. Pick a tall 12-fruit jar and be gay, yo. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. I said, son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou.
Sorry, my little ukulele decided it's no longer going to hold a tuning for today.
Oh, yeah. All
It
done.
sounded great. Yeah,
It's done.
That was all good, man.
I love it because I've only heard that song in Steel Magnolias, and now I've seen it in real life.
There
It's
you go.
played at the wedding.
The American Songbook. I mean, there's a lot of those. Yeah.
Classics, most definitely. Nick, thanks for making the drive out here from Lancaster just to entertain us. We greatly appreciate it. It's so much fun. It's a really interesting art and very cool, fascinating stuff.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. By the way, you can go to Nick DiSanto Band, nickdisanto.band.com. Is that what it is? Or
nickdisanto.band.
nickdisanto.band. There you go. And you can hire Nick. I think it's great. I think, Steve, that is a great idea.
Yeah, it's just a great idea.
Either as a surprise for someone, like the birthday thing I thought was a lot of fun, or a corporate event, or maybe like the barbecue or something like that. You never know. We'll have to see. But check him out when you get a chance. Thanks, Nick. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
All right, let's hear it for Nick, everybody. One-man band. Little dream come true on the Preston and Steve Show.
Great.
I love it. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a second. Ariel Elias, who's going to be performing with Healing Comedy Club at the Fiddler Room, is going to be stopping by here in just a moment. Stay with us.
A couple joints or a couple, whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to even mess with it. But if you're flying out of the airport and you have it in your bag, like your carry-on bag, and they do the search, it's getting confiscated. You're not going to go through it because at that point, once you go through, it's a federal building.
That's why you got to pick up the ass buddy for transporting your pots.
Right. I mean,
so they're going to confiscate, but they're not going to arrest you?
Correct. It depends on the amount, though. I mean, you might get like a citation and like almost like an ROR where they're going to give you a citation for it, depending. But most of the time, they're just going to take it and let you travel on, especially if you have a medical marijuana card.
Yeah. But they could,
and
right?
There are some nuances with that where, and I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not 100% privy on it because that's more local level.
Right.
And I know for us, we're not dealing with it unless we're actually finding it by the tonnage or the big pounds, and then it's like, oh, all right, that's for us.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a different question? Because I've heard about from people who said they don't want to get a medical marijuana card because then they wouldn't be able to purchase a firearm. It's like you can have one or the other, but you can't have both. Is that
that is false?
Okay.
False. Okay.
That is false. So I have friends of mine that have the medical marijuana card and also have a Pennsylvania state carry permit. So it is false. It's there's obviously if you get caught carrying and you were smoking and you're high, there's some implications, right? It's just like drinking. Like even for me as a Fed, I can basically carry anywhere. However, where I can't carry is anytime if I decide to have a drink, right? I'm not supposed to have it on me, and if I do, that's it. It doesn't matter who I am and what I am. It's an automatic, you're done.
Okay.
Right?
So
because that's the implications.
Let me ask you, Mike. So I do a lot of human trafficking, but I want to get a Class C license. Is that going to be an issue?
I mean, it won't be, but what's your address again?
All right, Mike. We appreciate the info. Take care, bud.
No problem. Thanks for talking.
All right, see you later.
Hi, Mike.
All right, we actually have a police sergeant.
There you go.
Who wants to correct a couple of things that Mike may have missed out on. And he's in Philly as well. Hey, Joe. Good morning.
Hey, it's just that you look so nice.
That's a great callback.
All right, Joe. We're good, man. So what's what can you clear up about this conversation?
Yes, I need to retrain Mike. Mike's pretty close on a couple of things. It is not legal. It is decriminalized.
Okay.
Meaning anything less than 30 grams possession, it will be confiscated and you get issued a ticket for $25.
Okay.
If you're smoking it, the ticket is actually $100. But a code violation notice is the same thing we issue for a house with high grass, or if you're like smoking in the entrance of a business because businesses don't allow smoking. It's a ticket.
Okay.
So it's not that big a deal. As long as you pay it, there's no criminal offense. You don't have to disclose anything on a job application.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
That's what I thought. I thought that there was that you can't be just standing out on a sidewalk, a public sidewalk, just huffing away. I thought that was, if not illegal, some type of a violation.
Yeah, but it's become so prevalent. It's almost become that drinking a beer in a brown paper bag.
Right.
Cops aren't going to chase everybody through the park.
Yeah,
you're on your
it's
porch, you're in
situational.
your house, you're in your car. We're not going to make an issue about it.
Joe, you'd gum up. I mean, if you were to go after everybody, you'd be gumming up. The paperwork alone would be insane going through all that stuff, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I'd make it 2 blocks from headquarters before I get
Yeah.
So,
All right. Say, Sergeant, real quick, because I just got another text from my friend who is a state trooper here in Pennsylvania, and he says that guy is absolutely wrong about the medical marijuana card and firearms. He says you absolutely cannot have a medical marijuana card and purchase a firearm in Pennsylvania. He said that
purchase
is
a firearm or
purchase
concealed permit?
Purchase a firearm.
Your state trooper friend is exactly right. If you have a medical marijuana card in Pennsylvania, it automatically prevents you from being able to apply for and purchase a firearm.
But if you had a firearm first, what if you had a firearm first?
In theory, you're supposed to turn it into the state if you get caught. Now, I imagine nobody's kicking down your door to take your legally purchased firearm because you got a card. But it's probably in your best interest to maybe not disclose.
Wow.
Why is that, though?
Just go visit Jersey more often.
Why is that? What is the reasoning behind that?
Because it's federal. So the state, which is
got it.
when you purchase a firearm, you have to register it with the state.
Right.
When you purchase that firearm, because it's state, it's all submitted to the federal government.
All right.
Where
Got
the
it.
federal government, all marijuana is still illegal.
All right, Joe, let me throw this scenario out to you. Let's say I have a medical marijuana card. I am defending my home. Someone breaks into my house. I have a firearm. I use it. Does that complicate things?
It can and it can't. What you're looking at, I mean, is you can justify the use of deadly force. In theory, I can take my firearm and leave it at my father's house. And if my father used that firearm to defend his property, he violated no law. He was not in possession of that firearm outside the house.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, what about driving under the influence of marijuana? And does that vary from state to state?
It does, and one of the issues in Pennsylvania they talked about is because we're kind of decriminalizing and there's the medical, when you get pulled over for DUI for alcohol, there's a limit you have to reach. It's 0.08 is the limit of alcohol. If you're below 0.08, you don't get charged with an offense.
Right.
If you have any marijuana in your system, and I believe it can last anywhere from 3 to 7 days, depending on the level. If you have any marijuana in your system, you're automatically charged.
DUI.
Even if it's you smoked weed 2 days ago and you have trace amounts, because that they test for, I think there's a doctor in court who does this part, but I always look at his sheets. They test for THC, and I think it's delta hydrocannabinoid 9 or something. And when they test for all of that, as long as it shows up in the system, you're charged with 3802D, which is the drug offense.
So you're just like a bad driver on a certain day, and you just do a dick move as you're driving. But if they test for it, and it could be a couple of days old, they'll charge you with that under the influence.
Yeah, it's one of the things that they've been talking about addressing because you can leave the bar and you're at 0.06, you're free to go home, but you have that little bit of marijuana and we smell. Drug test.
So and it's the weird thing, Joe, and we talk about this because there's so many from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, from state to state. There's the lack of parity, and again, I was reading an article in the paper about how it's hard to really, at the time of arrest, determine how far along someone is if they've smoked a lot of pot.
Yeah, they need to refine the testing process, but you would think that would have been done by now. Because it's been around for a long time.
One of those things that decriminalization happened so fast, and it was essentially, look, we're just going to, because it was a Philly thing. It was, we're no longer going to arrest for it. We're just going to issue tickets.
Right.
But the state is the one that makes the determination on criminal and motor vehicle code violations, and they have not caught up.
Okay.
So, all right. Can you have a medical marijuana card and a fishing license?
I think so.
They're still working on that.
Hey, the firearms thing, is that nationally or is that just in the state?
He was saying it was federal.
But
so firearms, it's all submitted federal, so they still fall under federal guidelines. Not every state has a medical marijuana program.
Okay, got it.
That's still local.
Okay.
They're still state by state.
All right, Sarge, thanks for the info, man. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
All right, you too.
I'd be the worst. But my brothers are all both law enforcement. I'd be the worst at it. What code is this again?
Yeah.
I forget the Miranda rights, all that stuff. I'd be the worst.
Wow.
I mean, I couldn't even umpire a softball game.
Could you imagine going into a drug bust? I thought you said go into the bag.
Is this infield fly rule?
Thank you for saying that because the umpire yesterday missed 2 infield fly rules, and we were losing by like 1,000 runs. I'm like, please just give us these outs.
Real quick, one of the funniest moments of my life was watching my father try to explain to my mother the infield fly rule. And it took about an hour and a half, and she still doesn't understand it. But boy, did my brothers enjoy the process.
Well, it seems like all this has a multitude of infield fly rules.
Yeah,
People trying to hash out, Nick.
It's confusing.
Yeah.
It is. But, I mean, things have lightened up so much. If you look back, 25 years ago as opposed to now and where things are. I mean, me as a user, I love it. I think it's great.
You're so right, though, Press, because years ago, I remember he smokes pot.
I know. Or if I were to mention it on the air, would have been, even just a couple of years ago, would have been really taboo.
And now we have advertisers.
Yeah.
Bill walks around toking all day.
I still think of it that way, though, a little bit. Like, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's a pot smoker.
My romance with weed is I can remember back to my teenage years, like really good bags specifically of pot that
Play
I
some
would
Journey
get.
faithfully.
And just I hold these great little memories. Now, I also did some really stupid stuff while being high throughout the years, especially in those earlier days, because when you first start trying it, it's augmented in its effect. I mean, and of course they have strains now that'll still get me, baked out of my mouth. One of the highest I've ever been. And I'm not going to retell the story here because I've told it 1,000 times. Was when we went to Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
And went to this couple's house, and I smoked some local stuff, and I'm like, I am so high. I couldn't believe it.
Pierre's mentioned that over the years about how now they can be more specific and the strains are more powerful. And,
oh my God.
And our good friend of ours, Steve McLean, I guess he took a gummy or something at a wedding.
Yeah, it was a gummy. It was an edible, and he had a reaction.
And just said, let's try this.
Had to go to the hospital.
We had to be brought out on a gurney.
When I went to my very first meeting as soon as I got my medical card and went to a dispensary, and I met with the pharmacist who sat me down to walk me through the process. It's funny because he goes, all right, so, just to find out what your tolerance level is, he goes, what you do is you take a hit of this, and he goes, and you wait 15 minutes and see how you feel. And he turns to me and he goes, and really wait 15 minutes. Like a real 15 minutes. Because the mistake everybody makes, especially with edibles, is they take this half hour, 45 minutes later, they're like, I'm not feeling anything. Let me take another one. And then
they're gone.
They didn't realize that it takes an hour and 15 minutes for it to kick in. You've got to wait.
Yeah, and they
have to wait.
End up curled up.
Till you find out what your level is.
In the fetal position. I am pro weed. I do think that when it comes to teenagers, you really have to be cautious.
Yes.
It affects teenage brains differently than it affects
it absolutely
adult brains.
does, yeah.
And so I think that needs to be, you have to be really, really cautious if you're younger than 18. Preston, have you ever been to Amsterdam?
I have not.
I have. And it's beautiful. And when I went there, it was like 96 or 97. The fact that weed culture was legal there really changed my perspective on a lot of things. And I think you would enjoy it.
Okay.
It's fun to get high and go to art museums.
Steve, I just out of nowhere just started getting like really paranoid on it. And so like
that's a common side effect, is it not?
Well, it can be, and so, but and I had a friend who stopped because she was getting paranoid on, and I didn't get that. It didn't register with me until it started happening to me in Preston. One time, we partook, and then we were at a bar, and it was on the same day as the Kentucky Derby, and there was a guy at the bar who was just taking bets for the Kentucky Derby. So, like, no harm, no foul.
Right.
It's not some big gambling ring or anything like that. So I placed a bet for a trifecta and then I sit down and I see these guys sitting at a table, and I was convinced that they were the FBI and they were going to
oh my God.
And that they were going to bust the place for illegal gambling. I called my wife and had her pick me up. I was like, get me out of here. Well, we're going to get arrested.
To be arrested by the FBI.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right? I swear to God.
Homeland Security's here. They're going to arrest me. That's why, honestly, I've never been drunk and I've never been into this, but I have no issue with it whatsoever. My thing is that paranoia and fear of losing control.
Paranoia, anxiety.
Anxiety.
Like, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be the first person that dies of a heart attack from smoking pot.
I think I'm too much of a puss.
Yeah.
I think the NBA just took steps recently to decriminalize it amongst players because it's so prevalent among NBA. I mean, a lot of athletes.
They haven't been testing for years.
Right, but you could get fined or suspended for it. And then, I think a lot about hockey players because they beat the crap out of each other every night.
Thank you, Marissa. So our next guest has got shows in town this weekend. She's going to be at the Fiddler Club, which is Helium Comedy Club books this place.
Yeah.
We haven't been there yet, but starting to book some really cool shows. And we're excited that she is in town to spend a little bit of time with us. So you can get tickets, by the way, at heliumcomedy.com to see her tonight. One show at 7 p.m. and 2 shows tomorrow night, 7 to 9. Please welcome Ariel Elias to our show. Hello, Ariel.
Thank you for having me. Can I say that your traffic report being brought to you by bare knuckle fighting is the most Philly thing I've ever heard in my life?
Right?
We had them in here yesterday.
Yeah.
We had two women that were actually fighting each other tomorrow night, and they were standing right over here on this microphone. And they were like best friends. And I was like,
it was great.
Wow.
It was like the cast of Friends. Yeah, it was just unbelievable. And also the thing that blew us away is you're expecting like a really dinged up face. They all look like they could be doing modeling work. So I'm like, what the hell?
Well, I think the cold just like it refurnishes their face.
Exactly. Tell us about your bare knuckle fighting experiences.
I've never fought anybody. I just drink whenever somebody tries to fight me.
Yeah, that's your defense
That's my defense mechanism, which also very Philly, I think.
Well, you actually let's go right to one of the viral moment that you first landed on my radar was when this popped up, right?
Yeah.
Explain what happened, because it's one of the. It's as badass as walking away from the exploding helicopter in an action movie. What you did, and it caught you a lot of attention. So explain the scenario.
I will say I'll never be as cool as I was in that moment, but I was doing a show in Jersey, and in the middle of the show, this woman raised her hand and asked me if I had voted for Donald Trump.
Right.
And I really didn't want to get into it, but so I just kind of said, like, what do you think?
Smart move. We avoid,
I knew where I was.
We avoid politics like the plague.
Right.
So you try to, and if you watch the video, you're trying to take a diplomatic stance.
I was really trying to, like, not get into, because that's not what I was talking about on stage anyway. I was talking about, like, my own insecurities.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got into this back and forth, and she said, she said, I can tell by your jokes that you voted for Joe Biden. Yeah. And I said, I can tell by the fact that you're still talking when nobody wants you to, that you voted for Donald Trump. And I thought that was enough to just kind of like end it. And then I didn't see what was happening, but I guess she and her husband were getting kicked out by security. And right before they left, it was a BYOB club. So her husband took a full can of High Noon and hurled it at me on stage.
Could be very dangerous.
Could hurt you.
Yeah.
Big time.
And so it exploded next to me. And as they were leaving, I remember thinking, like, I got to get everybody looking back at me. I still have 10 minutes left in my set. I got to pitch the merch. I haven't even gotten to the joke right.
I got to get to the merch.
And so I picked up the beer and I chugged it. I remember I was like, would that be funny?
Yeah.
So I did that. And then afterwards, they were like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I was like, is nobody going to tell me I handled that well?
But then they did. Then they did.
But I posted the clip, and then the next day it went viral.
It popped up on my Instagram. I have somehow or another, I got into the loop of comedians handling hecklers, which are great. I love it when that happens. I hate the fact that hecklers exist, but when a comedian can deftly handle that, it's an art to watch somebody do it. And you picking up that and slamming it was just, I'm like, hell yes, man.
Thanks.
It was excellent.
Yeah.
So good on you.
So why you didn't get an endorsement through that, I don't know.
Thank you.
Right?
I tweeted at Dave Portnoy being like, I chugged a High Noon. Can you? So in the story, when I tell it on stage, I say I drank a beer.
Right.
Because he didn't even send me a case.
You're going to pay for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Those things are expensive too.
Yeah. I know.
And that caught the attention of Jimmy Kimmel. Is that how you ended up on his show?
Yeah, Kimmel retweeted it. This is back in the days of Twitter.
Yeah.
And he said, like, great job or whatever. And I just replied under it, can I make my television debut on your show?
Good move.
And he said, definitely.
Have you played his club?
Awesome.
No.
In Vegas. See, we got it.
I got to have another beer thrown out.
We have to represent you. Yeah.
Philly?
If Philly comes through. No, please don't.
No.
You and I have something in common. You're from Lexington, Kentucky. My entire family is from Lexington, Kentucky. Yeah, I did not live there, but I've gone since I was a baby. My dad lives right next to the airport, right across the street from Keeneland.
Nice.
So I head back there from time to time. At what point did you leave
I left
Lexington?
for college, but my parents are still there, so I'll go back a few times a year.
You didn't go to UK?
I did not go to UK. And if I had stayed, I would have gone to EKU because that's where my dad's a college professor.
Oh, really? Okay. He's a
you
professor.
went to a pretty damn good college. You went to Tulane.
I did go to Tulane.
Yeah.
My parents are from New Jersey originally, and we're also Jewish. And my parents were like, you have to leave Kentucky for college. You will not find. You have to meet new Jews. Like, you gotta go. And I think they thought I was going to go to the Northeast, and I was like, but what if I go further south? Just as my own little rebellion.
I love what you said in Preston. Tell me if this rings true to you. You described the 2 ways to know that you're in the South. You have to ask for unsweetened tea.
Oh yeah,
and all soda is a Coke.
Oh yes. Or
Coke.
Coke or Coca-Cola. Some people call it that. But yeah, you're right. Do you want you want a Sprite Coke or do you want an orange Coke?
Right. If you go, I'll have a Coke. They go, what kind?
Yeah.
And they don't mean Coke Zero or Diet Coke. They
No.
mean
Yeah. What flavor soda do you want?
Like root beer Coke?
Yeah, everything's a Coke. If you go, I'll have a Coke. They go, what kind? You go, Pepsi.
Yeah.
I love that's an idiosyncrasy that I love though, and I've become a fan of sweetened Southern tea.
Oh man,
I love it.
Yeah, I grew up on that big time. We always had a huge 3-gallon thing that was just, and you would literally take 2 full cups of sugar and put it in there while it was still hot, so it would melt.
A little bit of insulin,
and anytime you go to a restaurant, the tea was as sweet as you could possibly get it. You would have to ask for unsweetened iced tea.
Yeah, it's really great when you still have baby teeth because you're like, these are expendable.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wait, does sun tea work its way into that at all?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sun tea's a little more trippy. Did you carry any Southern cuisine with you?
No, because my parents aren't Southern.
Yeah.
So it never really,
It didn't permeate.
It did not permeate.
Okay.
I think there are a lot of similarities. Like I remember one year when I was in high school, I went ice skating with a bunch of my friends who were not from Lexington. They were from Georgetown, which is even smaller.
Mm-hmm.
And we all got hungry. And my mom was like, have them over. We're making latkes. And I had to just be like, okay, so guys, these are hash browns.
But you eat them with applesauce.
So you can eat them with applesauce or sour cream, or you can just eat them straight, but it'll make my mom so happy if you eat that. And they all came over and they were like, oh, these are good. These are just like what we eat. And I was like, yeah, we're all human beings, guys.
One thing I miss from Kentucky, though, is a hot brown from the Campbell House.
Sure.
Oh, my goodness.
What is that?
Ooh, a hot brown?
Yeah.
So I'll try to explain. I haven't had one in a long time. So it's toast, roasted turkey sliced, bacon. Probably don't want that on yours.
Oh, I'm not that kind of Jew.
Okay, all right, good. Tomato, and then this cheese sauce they put on top. And mwah!
And it's open face.
It's open face. Yeah, it's open face. You eat it with knife and fork.
Mm-hmm.
It's excellent.
It's pretty good stuff. So you went to Tulane and you were originally going for music, but you majored in Spanish.
Yeah.
And you and the history of your you go back to your family, the Inquisition in Spain.
Yeah.
Explain, because this is, I'm reading this, I'm thinking, we're having the comedian from Helium, I'm like, holy hell, look at this. Explain what that means in your life, because you now have dual citizenship.
Right. So I think generally Jews are very good at knowing where we were expelled from. It's kind of like a fun little thing that we do when we get together.
Yeah.
Of which country were your ancestors kicked out of? So on my dad's side, he's Sephardic, which means they come from Spain, Morocco, around that area. Spain passed this law where if you could prove that your ancestors came from Spain and were kicked out during the Inquisition, you could qualify for Spanish citizenship.
It's pretty wild.
And every Jew is like, well, what's our backup plan? So my parents, when that law passed, they were like, they don't throw anything away. So we had all this documentation from my great-grandfather's marriage certificate, their immigration papers when they came over, and we could show that they came from Greece. That was a pretty known area that a lot of Spanish Jews went to. And then I applied for citizenship for Spain, and it was a long process, but I got my citizenship on January 6, 2021. That was the day it came in, and I remember it was early in the day, and so my husband took a photo of me celebrating, and then I posted it to social media, and it just looked like I was celebrating January 6th. And so now every year I get these reminders on social media of on this day.
It's like getting your citizenship on Pearl Harbor.
Right, except but the caption I wrote, I go today we're celebrating we're writing one of our greatest injustices. So it just fully looks like I'm celebrating January 6th every year.
So have you taken advantage? Have you gone to Spain? I mean,
not since I got the citizenship.
Okay, but you've been?
But I have been. Yeah, I had to go to sign a bunch of papers for the notary.
Yeah, you think they could get, since they're going to give you the citizenship, they can make it easier than having. But
no. They're not trying to give you citizenship. They don't want you.
They don't want you.
So how did comedy enter into your life?
So growing up, I listened to a lot of morning radio. Actually, I listened to Bob and Tom, and they would always have comedians on, and my dad and I would listen to it, and I I loved it, but it never occurred to me that that could be a job. And then I graduated into the recession. And so my degree was useless. And I just started thinking, like, what can I do? It was also right when podcasts had become popular. And so I would listen to all these podcasts with comedians, and they would say, yeah, you just go to an open mic and you just start and you're really bad at it. And I was like, I could be bad at it. I'm really good at being bad at things.
So you're achieving a lot. You know, you're obviously going to a good school. You're self-motivated, but still, that's another step when you're going to get up in front of people and be judged. Were you okay with that? Did you have to develop a blister when you first started?
Both.
Yeah.
I was okay with being in front of people, partly because growing up in a synagogue that was small, everybody took turns leading services.
Okay.
So that was not new to me. I also started as a music major, so performing in front of people. But it is a very different thing when you're telling jokes that are especially about your life, and to get that rejected.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what I was doing.
Absolutely.
And it was really bad for a while. And then you experience that, and then you go, okay, well, I was humiliated, but I didn't die.
Yeah.
I still woke up the next morning. How do I get a little better so that doesn't happen again?
That's the biggest hub is just to stay with it. It's like anything. In my life, I've probably have made the mistake that I don't really pursue anything that I don't immediately gravitate towards and have an ability for, you know. And so, but when you take something and you work it, it pays off.
So we've had hundreds of comedians on throughout the years, and I've never asked this question. When you're writing your material, are there jokes that are like, all right, that's pretty funny, that one's okay, this one's really good?
For sure.
Okay, and when the really, really good ones don't hit, is it just like,
well,
stab in the heart?
You're like, are they? I think they're wrong.
Right,
there you go.
And I've seen comedians try to turn that around and be like, oh, you guys don't know funny.
And I try not to be the kind of person who's like, you guys are wrong.
Right.
Because I can be like, okay, maybe that just wasn't for them.
Right.
So the rule generally is you try it 3 times in front of 3 different audiences. If it still doesn't work, either you retool it, you go, am I telling it wrong? Is the joke itself good, but I just don't know how to tell it yet?
Yeah, the concept is funny. The wording's not right yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
I
the
get
rhythm
that.
is bad, or I'm not confident enough saying it.
You've seen, you know, I'm always Norm Macdonald, one of my absolute favorites, and the word economy and the restructuring and seeing him refine stuff. That to me is the beauty of the stand-up comedian. And I also like, you know, crowd work or general stuff where it's more improvisational. But the meticulous, like Dennis Miller in his heyday, I mean, you know, one word can throw it off. And you have a very relaxed, you're very, you know, appearing to be very casual on stage. Are you at that moment? Or, because it seems to be pretty much you know, obviously you're up about 10%.
Yeah, heightened,
yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I want it to feel conversational.
Yeah.
And I want it to be like, oh, an hour just passed?
Yeah.
You know, that's always the goal with anything. But it's all planned. Like it's all every and I'll play around with some stuff, but generally I like writing stuff out. I like knowing what leads into what. And yeah, I mean the perfect joke is when the setup and the punchline are kind of the same words, right? Like the Norm Macdonald kind of thing. When that happens,
as lean and mean. And one of you know, he's obviously legendary jokes. I wanted to ask you, and I didn't understand how this worked out, but and I think I know the way, but you would do audience warm-ups on Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah, it only happened twice.
So because she would perform in the show in front of audiences. Were those the audiences you were warming up?
There's one episode where she's performing for the troops. And it's a scene with like 400 extras.
Okay.
And they wanted, in between takes, because it was so many people, they wanted them to stay in the mindset of an audience at a comedy show.
Okay. Because for those who may not know, television shows that have a live television audience and talk shows and stuff like that, they'll have a comedian come out and just, while the technical stuff is getting ready, they'll get the audience in the frame of mind for a show. And they'll get them feeling good and everything. And that's why I was confused about that, too. I'm like, this is Mrs. Maisel's a scripted, a full-on show. It's not filmed in front of a live audience, so that makes sense. They just had all those extras and wanted everybody to be up.
Which was very distracting because I'm just looking out at like 400 hot 23-year-old men in uniform where I was like, I gotta go.
Where did they film it?
On Long Island.
Okay.
In like some hangar.
Some hangar, something
Yeah.
like that. That was cool. Did they dress you up? Or was
No.
everybody else is in this
No.
great outfit and you're just in your jeans and t-shirt?
I was not dressed up at all, and they did not care. They were, they were just like, here's a microphone, go talk. And I was like, for how long? And they were like,
Great. Did you meet Rachel Brosnahan?
Nope.
No.
You were just a gun for hire.
I was just there. I met the guys who did the music, who wrote the music for Maisel.
Oh,
That was really cool.
That's wild. I wanted to ask you too, because you talk about doing stuff about your life and doing material that has to do with your life. You went to school for about 4 or 5 months in Cuba, right?
I studied abroad in Cuba.
And that had to be wild. And this was during?
This was 2010.
Okay.
Or 2009 or 2010. So it was during Obama.
Marissa's been.
Yeah, so were you in Havana?
Yeah.
Were you, the whole time?
Yeah.
Were you is it East and West Havana? Because they're very different cities.
Yeah, we were in...
Or North and South, my husband is somewhere yelling at
Veradero
the radio.
was like the neighborhood that we were in. Or Vidal. I can't remember.
But it was like more residential. So this was what I realized going to Cuba is you land in Havana and you see the 57 Chevys driving by and you see people dressed up on the streets. That's kind of like
the foot forward.
It's like going to the French Quarter in New Orleans.
Right.
Like, and then you go out and you're like, oh wait, there is another city like where real people live and things like that.
Was
So
that your experience?
Yes, absolutely.
And what I found interesting in your story is that, and it makes sense, your Spanish, which you had gone to school for, had to be on the mark. Because,
oh my God. It's such a different Spanish.
Oh, yeah. How dramatically different is it?
Incredibly different. I got there and I was like, I don't speak Spanish. Like, I don't know what to do. It's an island.
Yeah.
So inevitably the dialect is going to be different. 2, they're isolated, even more so because there's a blockade. And then 3, they are under a dictatorship where they have like codes. So they're, if the police are looking for people, they're not going to go around saying the police are looking for people. They're saying like the waves are high tonight. So you have to figure out what everybody is saying and what they mean. It's a totally different slang too.
Was it disconcerting? How were average amenities? Food and things like that.
We all lost so much weight.
No spices. Nothing had spices.
Correct.
Yeah, garlic was the only thing.
That's disappointing. In Cuba, you're not getting at least some of the cuisine.
Guys, there's no spices being delivered to the island.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're under a dictatorship.
But our thoughts are that you get Cuban food. It's going to be spicy and have a lot of flavor to it.
Other countries are trading. Get your spicy stuff from Sweden.
Yeah, I love a good Cuban sandwich, man.
I know.
Yeah. I don't think I had a single Cuban sandwich in Cuba. Not
Probably
once.
don't exist.
I had the cheese is like really salty. Had a lot of that. Had a lot of like really bad spaghetti.
Cuban spaghetti.
Hot dogs. I had a lot of hot dogs.
Sign me up.
I know.
Let me ask you, if it's Cuba.
It is a 12-year-old's dream, for sure.
If it's Cuba, is it actual dog? Is it?
Oh.
Wow.
No.
If you're just tuning in, Ariel Elias is joining us, and she's going to be at the Fittler Club tonight and tomorrow. You can get tickets at heliumcomedy.com.
You had mentioned earlier that we all mentioned it, that you grew up in Kentucky. Your dad was a professor at EKU, and so I had to look him up. Have you ever looked up Rate My Professor for your own dad?
Yes, I have. He has a chili pepper.
Wait, what does
Somebody
that mean?
thinks my dad's hot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God.
have looked that up. It's been a while. Do people still leave reviews on it?
Yeah, he's on there. He's got a 4.1 out of 5, which isn't bad.
And he's listed as hot?
Yeah.
One person. It's just my mom.
Have you ever rated your professor in college?
I don't think I did.
Thank God they didn't have that back in the day when I was in school, because I was such a bad student, and I probably would have taken it out on my professors. Like it wasn't until I was probably into my mid-30s where I was like, oh no, you were the problem. It wasn't the problem.
If they had that when I was in school, I mean, and high school, is there a high school aspect to that as well?
There might be.
I had teachers that I hated. For the most part, I love my teachers. I love the profession. I think it's a noble thing. But we ended up with a couple of psychos in my high school. So
yeah, I wonder if there's like a Rate My Students version that they
right. It's got to be, right?
I mean, like Uber, right? Because the driver can rate the passenger too.
Ariel, have you spent time in Philadelphia before?
A little bit.
Okay.
I came here actually. I got married in 2021 in April, and we had a really small wedding because of COVID. And right before, my friend Molly was like, "Do you want to go to Philly for like a quote unquote bachelorette party?" So we just came here for a nice little weekend. And
where'd you go? Do you remember where you went?
I remember we went and saw a burlesque show. We went to there's like an outdoor like art exhibit that's like a mosaic, like a bunch of tiles and stuff.
Like a Secret Gardens.
Oh, yeah.
There.
South Gardens. Yeah.
And we just walked around because it was nice.
Yeah.
I like Philly, and I've been here to perform a couple years ago.
Okay.
There's not a lot of walking around this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But a good reason to go inside and see a comedy show.
Yeah.
Magic Gardens. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah.
You're right about that. If somebody's looking for inside something to do, then you got it right here. You can go see Ariel. So are you currently touring or just doing some shows here and there? You're
Always
on
touring.
the road.
Always touring. That's like comedians are. You're never not on the road.
Yeah.
How's your traveling game? Are you?
I'm really good at it.
You do a funny runabout Southwest.
Oh sure. It's not the case anymore because I used to always try to fly Southwest because it was a good deal. You would get 2 free checked bags. Right. The only condition was you would never see them again. But they got rid of that.
Yeah, and they did. It's assigned seating now too. They don't do their little corral thing.
Now you're kind of like, what's the point? Just for the funny flight attendant? That's
right. I know.
I don't want a funny flight attendant. I know funny people. They're the most depressed.
I agree.
They'll jump out the plane first. You know what I mean?
There's nothing more annoying than being locked into a tube at 30,000 feet with someone who thinks they're a scream. And it's annoying. It's annoying.
So anyway, come to the Fitler Club.
It is a private club. This is a chance to see the inside of it.
All right,
which is pretty
perfect.
cool. Yeah.
You can get tickets at heliumcomedy.com. And if you have not seen the viral video, how long ago did that come out? How many years ago was
2022.
that? 2022 of Ariel handling a heckler. It's definitely worth seeing. It's
right up there with every Rambo moment you've ever seen.
Yes. Well, thanks for stopping by this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Enjoy your time in Philly. Sorry about the weather.
I will.
But,
I'll be inside.
Excellent. All right, let's hear it for Ariel Elias, guys. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in just a second. B-File Stories up next. Stay with us.
Turn to opiates and or coke or alcohol. And there's a strong movement in the NHL to make weed legal in that sport because it can treat players a lot. Riley Cote, man, that guy's an interesting dude, and his perspectives on marijuana are fascinating.
He made a whole cottage industry out of it.
When I go to a dispensary, almost always you will see people sitting in the waiting room. Sometimes you have to wait to get back.
Preston.
To go in. No. Well, actually, they do. Sometimes they welcome me like that. But you'll see people who clearly need pain management, and they're with canes and just look like they're there to get medicine.
I've told you this many times before, so I don't use pot. I have no desire to. However, in my own life, I've said this story about my mother battling the pain of cancer. She was in late stages of her life. The only thing that alleviated the pain at the end there was pot that we were able to get for her. So yes, absolutely, I can see that.
Well, it is indeed 420, and thank you for the calls. By the way, some that I didn't get to, one of them, Jessica, said she had a bartender and a bud tender at her wedding.
Wow.
She's going to.
Oh, she's going to. Oh, that's a pretty sweet deal. And Joe, who called in, he worked at a deli, and their phrase to go smoke weed was check the roof. Because apparently they'd go and I guess go up on the roof and get stoned and come back. So, but anyhow, indeed, it is 420. So thought a little discussion was warranted. What we're going to do is take a break, come back in a second, and have your first chance to win $1,000 in MMRBQ tickets. We'll get the bizarre file as well. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve
on 93.3 WMMR.
Kathy, so ladies and gentlemen, today we honor a man who has a very special way of speaking, of announcing his presence, and that is our boss, Bill Weston. Yeah. Today is Talk Like Bill Weston Day. And in honor of Talk Like Bill Weston, it's like Talk Like a Pirate Day. At some point, you might think it's better. You don't have to talk about it all day long. But if you do throw a little homage to Bill Weston, it's great. And in as much, we are going to do a contest called Who Said It Bestin'? Talk Like Bill Weston. If you are interested in winning some great prizes and you think you do a pretty good Bill Weston impression,
Text Bill to 39333. Right now, we are going to randomly select people to play, and we're going to text you a line that you will have to read in conjunction with someone else. So we're going to have two people reading the same Bill Weston line in their best Bill Weston impression. We will vote amongst us here. We will pick a winner, and then we have prizes like Dave Chappelle tickets.
Which is amazing.
Casey, what all do we have to give away? And by the way, don't call.
Right.
Text Bill to 39333. We are going to text. We're going to randomly choose people through the text, and we are going to send you the line, and we are going to call you and get you on the air with us. So you don't have to dial us at all. Just text the word Bill to 39333. What all do we have to give away, Case?
Yeah, so in addition to the Chappelle tickets, which go on sale tomorrow, we also have tickets to go see Fantastic Beasts. As well, with that, the Philly Orchestra is performing Harry Potter at the Man in July. So we have, basically two pairs of tickets there.
And by the way, the Chappelle show is going to be Saturday, May 28th at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City.
We have cases of Loverboy, which is that is a sparkling hard tea, and we also have the Batman. We got the Batman on digital.
Awesome.
The Batman.
He's like a bat.
All right, so text word Bill to 39333, and we will see if you've got what it takes to talk like the best in Bill Weston.
Would you explain the origin again? Because it was simply by happenstance.
Yeah, we were talking to actor Ed Begley Jr., who you know from Christopher Guest movies and all kinds of stuff, and he had used the phrase low-hanging fruit. That's one of Bill's favorite refrains.
Yes.
And so afterwards, Nick had said, I didn't know today was Talk Like Bill Weston Day. And then immediately we said, well, we have to create that now. And so therefore we have done it. So April 21st is Talk Like Bill Weston Day.
There are countless arbitrary national this and that days.
Yep.
There's no reason this should not be a national day.
The funny thing is it takes place on Dr. Mike's birthday, where we could clearly do a Talk Like Dr. Mike Day, too. Because all you have to do is talk like that.
Well, in a weird twist, the reason why we started saying privileged was because of our association with Dr. Mike.
That's true.
That's
weird.
Let's share the origin of that for a moment, because we all have Dr. Mike is our doctor at Penn Medicine, and we were talking about, I don't know, just seeing Dr. Mike or whatever, and Bill told us that we should not talk about that often because it makes us seem privileged. And
because we go to the doctor.
Because we go to the doctor. And so we thought that was hilarious. And so therefore, privilege became part of the vernacular.
And generated a very successful line of T-shirts.
Yes, it did.
I think because we were saying Penn Medicine, and it wasn't like, oh, we went to the doctor, because it was this big, I don't know, conglomerate, we sounded like we were privileged because we went to Penn Medicine.
Right. It was just one of those little Bill concerns.
It's okay.
And so
many of those are represented in these Billicisms.
Yep. So that was born. And then, obviously low-hanging fruit, and third leg of the stool, and the barn door and all these little things. Hom-yonkel.
The best part is that Bill now gets it. He'll come in and go, I actually do talk like that.
Right. Well, it's funny. He doesn't speak like that all the time.
Yeah.
But
it's greeting people.
Bill doesn't have the ability. You know how if I see you, Case, yo, dude, what's going on? That's my delivery. Hey, man, how are you?
Yeah.
Or good morning, or whatever it may be. Bill makes an entrance. He opens the door, and he usually does it like he almost kicks it open, like he'll open it very big. Morning show, people. And he does it that way, and then he settles into more normal,
casual
conversation. Yeah, totally.
Good morning, everyone.
And it's great. It's hilarious. And sometimes
even he chuckles.
Sometimes it starts with, in our meeting, it starts with this, okay? And I have to. He comes in with his book, with his notebook, and he'll go like this.
Yeah. Totally.
Are we ready for the meeting? Like he'll slam stuff down on the desk. There's just something about, and it's great.
Yeah.
And it's not mean spirited.
Not at all.
It's just his time to get to work, people. It's like his indicator that we're beginning, or a slap like that.
Yeah.
He'll do some
How
kind
can
of.
he slap?
How can he slap? But anyhow, it's an endearing quality that Bill has. It's very funny, and we have fun with it.
The thing is, it's so similar to Ted Knight and his delivery. It's very similar.
All right, so Talk Like Bill Weston Day. We're getting people on board to play Who Said It Bestin'. And we have sent the lines to you. All you have to do is text the word Bill to 39333. and we will randomly choose you and send you the lines, and you will have to say them against another person. So that's what we're going to do now. I don't know what they're going to say. Steve had written down these lines. They've been sent to him. I don't know which lines are going to be delivered to us, but I'm going to get 2 callers on the line. We're going to start with Steve. Hey, Steve, good morning to you.
Hi.
Hi. All right, Steve, you're going to be going against Brian. Let me get Brian on board. Brian, are you there?
All right. Hello.
Hello, Brian.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. All right, so let's get started. First, we're going to have Steve read his line. Then we're going to have Brian read his line in their best Bill Weston. And then we'll take a vote amongst the 5 of us here in the studio and determine who our winner is. So, Steve, we're going to start with you. Give us your best Bill Weston.
Privileged. Not everyone has access to doctors.
All right.
Good.
That was really good. Brian?
Because it's not... Yes. I'll explain after.
Brian, let's hear your delivery, please.
Privileged. Not everyone has access to doctors.
Okay.
Tried a different riff on it.
Yeah. Let's go. Nick, who do you vote for?
The first guy.
And Kathy.
First guy.
Steve. Yep.
Steve.
It's unanimous. Steve's our winner. Sorry, Brian. We got to let you go. Steve, that was a wonderful Bill Weston, by the way.
Thank you.
And therefore, we have this prize for you.
Well, Steve, privilege. You just won yourself a pair of tickets to see Dave Chappelle.
Oh, not
Isn't
everyone can make it to a Dave Chappelle show.
Isn't he in that awfully Billy Bob Thornton movie?
See, the thing is that you come out big with that privilege, and then you go...
Right.
All right, so the Chappelle show that you're going to go see, by the way, is going to be May 28th at the Hard Rock Live Edis Arena. That's in Atlantic City. And tickets for both Chappelle shows, which is May 28th and 29th, are going to go on sale this Friday. That's tomorrow. And all the details are at hardrockhotelatlanticcity.com.
This Chappelle show,
It's got to go.
the Chappelle show came out of the blue. I didn't hear any, this is very cool.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we're going to get 2 more callers on the line in just a second, and we will see what line they're going to deliver to us. So Marissa and Connor are now contacting the people that we have sent the texts to. They'll get them up a couple at a time, and we need to make sure this is coordinated so they have that they're saying the same
Well,
lines.
during the time, I'd like to give some advice on whittling, Preston. So that
whittling?
Yeah, the blade goes away from you as you're carving the wood.
All right, let me get our callers. We have Kenny that is there. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, wonderful. Hang on. We're going to get you up against Brad. Hey, Brad, are you there?
Yes.
All right, Brad, we're doing our best Bill Weston. It's Talk Like Bill Weston Day. So, Brad, we're going to start with you. Give us your best Bill Weston line.
All right. Being local is the third leg of the stool.
All right. Being local is the third leg of the stool. Kenny, let's hear your Bill Weston.
For MMR, being local is the third leg of the stool.
All right, Casey, who are you going to vote for? Kenny or Brad went first?
Brad did go first. I'm going to give the slight edge to Brad there.
All right, Steve?
I'm going to slight edge to Brad.
How about Kathy?
Brad.
And Nick?
Brad.
Yeah, same here. Goes to Brad.
Hey, look at the big ring on Brad.
All right, what do we have for Brad, please?
All right, Brad, you are... I'm not going to do the Bill Weston. You got a case of Loverboy. You might recall Loverboy from Bravo's hit reality series Summer House. Loverboy is a high-quality, low-calorie, zero-sugar sparkling hard tea, and you can enjoy Loverboy at Kellyanne's Bar and Grill, which is located at 1549 Spring Garden Street in Philly.
Some people call her Annabelle.
The funny thing is that Santa impersonation is almost like Bill trying to do an impersonation of himself.
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Because he starts to talk like this with a little bit of John Wayne.
Yeah, he's doing a wonderful riff on Santa Claus, and it does sound a little John Wayne-esque.
I can't believe that Bill doesn't like that because it's so funny. The comedy is like... I know it makes him cringe a little bit, but it's for me, that's the shining Bill Weston moment.
Yeah.
That call is the best.
That he does, listen, he knows he thinks I'm full of crap when I say that, but I think that's a big indicator that you call up your boss and without even indicating what you wanted, he plays along. That's pretty cool.
I thought so too. You know, on top of a Talk Like Bill Weston Day, a Talk Like Dr. Mike Day, we could even do a Talk Like Gary Lauer Day.
God.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If that's even possible.
Remember? Oh, the Gary
I have some more Bizarre File stories. Going to pop those out right now.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you by Horizon Services. They offer same-day emergency service with no emergency fees. You can book now at horizonservices.com, and help is on the way. Well, it's bad enough to find out that one of your kids isn't really one of your kids.
Yeah.
But what if you find out all three of them have a different father? In China, Chen Zijian divorced his wife of 16 years after learning that all three of the kids that she had birthed during their marriage were all a product of infidelity.
Is there a Chinese version of Maury?
We'd hope so. Chen had suspected infidelity and finally decided to play hardball after his wife had given birth to her fourth child. He went to the hospital with a lawyer, found that a release form had been filled out and that his name had been forged on it.
Damn.
From there, all the bad
Forgery
news
is the most painful part of the whole thing.
started falling into place in the form of paternity test confirming Chen's worst fears. He was awarded custody of the two oldest daughters, and now the ex-wife was forced to give up all rights to any marital possessions.
You slept with my wife and you forged my signature.
And she's been ordered to pay child support now.
Wow.
All right, this is a terrible story. 22-year-old Australian woman was tragically killed after a ski lift accident while on a working holiday in Japan. Brooke Day sustained critical injuries while snowboarding at the Sugaki Mountain Ski Resort, and it's in Otari, and her backpack had got tangled in the lift. Oh, man. And she was dragged through the snow while her chest was strap was apparently still fastened to the lift. Resort staff pressed the emergency button to stop the lift, and Brooke, who had reportedly suffered a cardiac arrest, was taken to the hospital in an ambulance. Tragically, she was pronounced dead shortly afterwards on Sunday. Only 22 years old. Wow. She was from Queensland, Australia, was working as at a clinic in the resort as a receptionist.
Do they commonly let you wear like a backpack?
Yeah, you see people wearing
Okay,
masks. Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
Probe will be launched in her death, and the company's chief executive expressed condolences to her family and promised to do the utmost to help them out. The tragedy follows a string of terrifying chairlift incidents. A tourist died on the ski lift at the Savan Kuk Resort in Montenegro after the chair suddenly slid 230 feet backwards and collided with the seat behind, trapping his wife. 34-year-old man from Germany fell from the lift, and he was pronounced dead at the scene when that one happened. Not that long ago, popping up, I think it was on Instagram, it just came up out of nowhere, was that one time that the ski lift just went crazy.
Yes.
It went in reverse, and it went super fast.
Super fast. I remember
and people
that.
were just being thrown. I mean, yards and yards and yards off of things.
Horrible.
Scary. And I can't believe no one died in that one.
You remember that I
was
actually
crazy.
rode the classic ski lift for the first time at the Cardboard Classic.
That's right.
Yeah. I've done the
You just went up
gondolas.
and all the way up,
Yeah,
right?
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
They
to
are
ride.
fun. Yeah.
I like riding those.
I learned recently that if they stop and there's people around, it's a tradition to start throwing snowballs.
Yes.
Like if it's stuck.
It can.
Yes.
It can be. All right. In Armenia, they could be set to establish a ministry of sex to ensure that there are no unsatisfied women in the country under proposals floated by a newly formed opposition party.
Is there a team that will step in and satisfy them if they have
Don't
to?
know. The eyebrow-raising idea was proposed by
Called the boner unit.
Sargis Karapetyan, a senior figure in the Strong Armenia Party.
I'm worried that women aren't having orgasms.
Ahead of parliamentary elections due to take place this summer. Mr. Karapetyan suggested that sexual dissatisfaction among women was fueling increased political activism.
Oh, man.
Particularly among middle-aged white women.
We need more finger blasting.
A claim that has already sparked a ton of backlash online. Asked during a discussion whether a government body should be created to address the issue, he said that it should, adding that such a ministry could play a role in tackling Armenia's declining birth rate. The idea of dedicated ministry was initially raised by Armenian sociologist Armen Chachikyan, who claimed that women had become more politically active because of sexual dissatisfaction.
It's always the case.
The show's host went a step further by suggesting a specific government department be established to oversee the issue, a proposal that they said should be called the Ministry of Sex. We'll see how that plays out. When two Royal Canadian Mounted Police officers responded to a call about screams coming from a condo in late October last year, they forcibly entered the unit, believing that someone might be in trouble. Instead, they discovered an unusual set of devices that were set up in 3 different rooms. Each consisted of metal poles extended from the floor to the ceiling, topped with an electronic apparatus similar to a speaker, intended for what police believed was the sole purpose of transmitting noise into the unit above. The man allegedly used them was charged with mischief. The devices found by police are described as what they call thumpers in court documents.
I know what those are, yeah.
To support the warrant to search and seize.
So were they warring, these two?
Well, only the guy below had a problem.
Jeez.
So the document features a photograph and a printout of an Amazon listing for a similar product, which enigmatically describes it as a, quote, reduce, decrease, cut down neighbor upstairs machine noise deadener sound eliminator silencer muffler strike back.
Yeah, that's Amazon.
You know?
Yeah.
The officer said that the warrant application that he believes the Amazon listing is deliberately inaccurate when the item is described as a noise eliminator silencer or muffler. He said, I believe that the purpose of the device is to transmit noise, vibration into neighboring units within a residential building.
I think he's right.
Yep. So the warrant document says the suspect was in the shower when police entered his home, and he was uncooperative and mute under questioning. After officers left, 2 more noise complaints about the unit followed in the next few days. The complainant upstairs told police of a rhythmic thumping and banging, as well as audio clips of dogs barking, apparently on a recorded loop. He said the noise was so bad his partner left and went to stay with family.
That'd be infuriating.
The complainant told officers he doesn't know why the conflict erupted in January after years of living as neighbors without any issues. All right, then we'll do one more story and wrap up the B file for the week. Let's end with this one. In Oklahoma, a referee sent home an entire section of fans during a Southwest Oklahoma high school boys basketball game Thursday night. The ejection made half of the gym in the town of Frederick empty as the teams finished the final minutes of the contest. A school administrator said on the microphone, the official is asking this whole side to clear. The game was between 2 rivals, Magnum and Frederick. It's unclear what exactly was said from the crowd to the officials, but the incident started late in the fourth quarter. It was about 2.5 hours into a YouTube video of the play-by-play call of the game that a foul was called. One of the officials moved to eject a person who stood up and yelled at the official before leaving. The official then walked over to the school administrator, and that administrator then got on the public address mic and made the announcement that everybody had to go.
Everyone needs to go home. Now, you go home and think about what you did.
The game didn't start up again until everyone filed out, so they weren't going to continue unless they kicked them out. They said that maybe somebody was cursing at the ref, and then when he turned around and found out who it was, no one would fess up. And he's like, all right, everybody out of here. So they had to do. All right, and there you go. That's what I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. All right, we will take a break, come back in a second. We got prizes. Our lesson question is coming up. We'll get some trash, we'll get some music news, and we'll get even closer to giving away our Word of the Week prize, which is not too far away. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Prank phone call.
No.
Did you call him?
Yeah, well, so we said Gary, we had him call Gary because Gary was being inappropriate, like at an event.
Oh, we had Bill call Gary.
Right.
Do you have that?
Hang on. I got to find it. But yeah.
And it was you, was it not?
It was me.
Yeah.
So again, we had him. It was like a reverse prank phone call because he was the one who made the phone call. He called
the studio. Didn't realize
he might have called the studio line, but yeah.
Wait, I don't follow. What happened?
All right, so the prank phone call, we had him call Gary because
we had Bill call Gary.
Yeah.
So what he thought was Gary.
What he thought was Gary.
Oh, and it was actually
actually me.
Okay. Gary.
So Gary's not actually involved in
Not
this.
at all.
Right, no.
Okay.
Because you answer the phone, you go, Bill Weston! Bill Weston's on my phone or something like that.
This is it right here.
Okay, all right, hang on a second here. Here we go.
Hello?
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 I'm looking for Gary Lauer.
This is Gary.
Gary Lauer, this is Bill Weston at WMMR.
Bill Weston! Hey, Bill! Hey, Nightmare Bill Weston!
Hey, settle down. We need to talk.
Settle down.
This is kind of a serious call.
Oh, Bill Weston! You call my phone.
Well, I had to chase it down from a couple different people to get to talk to you. It's about It's about what happened at the Preston and Steve mixer at Parks.
Oh, I had such a great time last night. I forgot my teeth. I didn't have my jam.
Yeah. Hey. Well, here's
Hey. It's not even a gross impersonation. It's terrible.
I love it.
Oh, and by the way, was he not calling the studio line?
That's it. Because Casey gave him the studio line, and we couldn't believe that Bill didn't recognize the studio line.
We're gonna do a two-parter on that. We're gonna come back.
We have a contest to complete.
And plus, it'll help kill some time in between our contestants. So, let me get our next callers on the line. I'm Talk Like Bill Weston Day. Who said it best? And I have Ryan to start with. Hey, Ryan, how you doing, buddy? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was waiting for someone to open with something like that. Keith, are you there?
I'm here.
All right, Keith, we're going to do Talk Like Bill Weston, Who Said It Best? And I will start with Ryan. Ryan, please give us the line that we gave you.
Don't compromise show quality just because you can't see the barn door.
Pretty good.
All right. Keith,
that's where the barn door comes from.
Keith, you got to beat that. Can you give us your line?
All right, do not compromise show quality just because you can see the barn door.
Wow, those are pretty good. Yeah.
All right, let's start with Kathy. Kathy, the first one to go was Ryan, and the second one was Keith. Who's it going to be?
Ryan.
All right, Ryan. Steve, who do you think?
They were really good, but I'm going to have to say Ryan just by a little bit.
All right, Casey?
I agree with both of you guys. Ryan.
All right, Nick?
Yeah, Ryan as well.
And Ryan as well. It's a clean sweep. Thank you for your call, Keith. We appreciate it. But
Good
Ryan
job.
is our winner. And what do we have for Ryan, Casey?
Ryan, you have the Batman on digital.
The Batman is caught in yes, you are privileged, in a deadly game of cat and mouse with the Riddler in this gritty thriller starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz, and you can own it on 4K Ultra HD on May 24th or on digital right now.
By the way, it's not just a signal, it's a warning.
Yes. All right, here's a little bit more of Casey pretending to be Gary Lauer when Bill had called him to talk him. I guess he had to chastise him a little bit.
He acted up inappropriately a little bit at one of the mixers.
Here we go.
It's about what happened at the Preston and Steve mixer at Parks.
Oh, I had such a great time last night. I forgot my teeth. I didn't have my jam.
Yeah. Hey. Well, here's the problem, Gary.
Oh, wait. Is there a problem? Yeah. Oh, I didn't bring my camera. I had a picture taken with Kathy Romano, but I didn't get a camera, and I don't have email. Can Kathy print me out a picture? Because I got a picture with her, and I got a picture with Marissa. I couldn't find Casey anywhere, but I got a picture with them, and I don't have email.
Gary, I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
I want to hear that last part again. Hang on there.
Gary, I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
All right, we have to come back for part 3. We'll continue with the stammering.
All right, we will go to our next two callers. We are going to have Horace. Hey, Horace, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Horace. All right, hang on. We're going to have you on board with Chris. Chris, good morning, buddy.
Good morning.
All right, so whoever said it bestin is going to be our winner. Horace, we're going to begin with you. Give us your Bill Weston line, please.
This humyuggle thinks she's some kind of Susie cream cheese.
This homyuncle thinks he's some kind of Susie cream cheese.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, let's hear yours, please.
This homie uncle thinks she's some kind of Susie cream cheese.
All right, we need to vote. Casey?
The first one.
Horace.
Yes.
All right, Steve.
Though Chris did a fine job, because it's hard to hit that tone, I'm going to have to go with the first one.
And Kathy.
Horace.
Yep. And
Horace, yeah.
And Horace on me, too. That's a clean sweep. Chris kind of ended with a question in the voice, and therefore not quite Bill Weston-esque. So, Horace, here's what we have for you, my man.
Horace, you have the Batman on digital. The Batman is caught in a deadly game of cat and mouse with the Riddler in this gritty thriller starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. By the way, this movie is Steve Morrison approved, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And you could own it on 4K Ultra HD on May 24th or on digital right now.
All right, a little bit more of our Gary Lauer conversation with Bill Weston. Here we go.
And I don't have email.
Gary, I need you to stop talking and listen to me. All right?
Bill's trying my
hardest. Okay.
How you behaved at the mixer is causing problems. It was reported that you were either inebriated, high, or a combination of both.
I was so high and so drunk. I had such a good time, man.
Pause. Ready? Here it is.
Wait.
Is this Casey?
You just called the hotline. I need your consent. Can we play this on the air?
Everything except the asshole part.
Yes.
Oh,
I want to hear that pause again because that is priceless. Hang on, here we go.
I was so high and so drunk. I had such a good time, man.
Is this Casey?
Oh my God! Holy crap!
You just called the hotline.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I need your consent. Can we play this on the air?
Oh, that is.
Oh my God.
That is absolutely priceless.
That is so
He's a
good.
good boss.
He's a great
boss.
He gave us some of the best audio.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get our next callers on the line. We have Justin, who is there. Hey, Justin. Good morning. Yeah, very well done, Justin. All right, let's go next to Vinny. Vinny, are you there?
Oh, my family.
Yes.
My family.
All right, we're going to start with Justin. Justin, please give us your best Bill Weston.
Despite the inclination, avoid going after low-hanging fruit.
All right. And let's see how Vinny can deliver that. Vin, go for it.
Despite the inclination, avoid going after low-hanging fruit.
Okay. This is close. I'll vote first. That was neck and neck.
Yeah.
But I think Justin gave it just a little bit more, so I'm going to vote for Justin. Casey?
Wow, this is our first dissenting vote here. I'm going to go with Vinny on this one. His voice is a little bit deeper, which I think was a little bit more in line with the Bill Weston impersonation.
Steve, what do you think?
In the delivery, all right, I'm going to have to give it to delivery because that's what it's about, though Vinny did a good job as well. I'm going to give it to Justin.
All right, Kath?
Justin was the first guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Vinny could have, if he gave it a little bit more effort.
Yeah, he could have nailed
but
it.
I'm going to go with Justin.
And Nick?
Well, I'm going Vinny.
All right, but it's a winner, 3-2. Justin! Sorry, Vin. Appreciate it, but we are going to set Justin up with a prize. And Casey, what are we giving him?
Justin, you have a pair of tickets to see Dave Chappelle Saturday, May 28th at Hard Rock Live Edis Arena in Atlantic City. Now, tickets for the both Chappelle shows, actually May 28th and 29th, go on sale tomorrow. And all the details you can be found at hardrockhotelatlanticcity.com.
You should see the number of texts of people that are just dying of laughter right now, and they're loving the audio of Bill and Casey, and just absolutely eating it up. All right, let's get some more callers on the line. Who said it best? And I've got Chris. Hey, Chris, are you there? Is it? Well done. All right, Chris, hang on. We've got. I'm going to put him on hold because you can hear me
Talking.
on a walkie-talkie.
Yes.
Let's go to Rich. Hey, Rich, are you there?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Rich. All right, we're going to start with you, Rich. Give us your best in Bill Weston.
All right. Of all the foods invented by mankind.
With a blur. And song number 2, it is 10:14 and the Preston and Steve Show. Very cold weekend. In fact, getting some snow, dusting to an inch in some areas, by the way. You can check your local forecast, see when all that's going to happen. But tomorrow is windy and cold. I don't like the windy part. The cold, somewhat tolerable. You add that wind, forget it, man.
So our new buddy Nor'easter Nick got my alert. He's using deadly cold. You got to be careful.
We are, as a family, we're out and about all over the place
There
tomorrow.
you go.
We got a few different things.
Wear a
going on.
sweater.
Oh my God, wear a sweater. I'm gonna wear that. I'm gonna wear the elves suit.
The Tipsy Elves?
Tipsy elves. Yes, I mean
those are great.
Jeez, it's going to be brutal. And we're running around the city. We're going to a show at the Walnut Street Theater, and oh my God,
They can't come to you.
You know what? I haven't checked.
To see.
I should be.
Yeah, look into that.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. Do you guys happen to take that show on the road, possibly to Harleysville, specifically my home?
Right now.
Wow.
I'm going up to New York tomorrow. I wonder if it's going to be colder up there in Manhattan. I'm going to go see The Play That Goes Wrong.
Oh, jealous.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's a good show.
From experience, when we went up to the Stranger Things 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It is colder because of the wind, and it depends on where you are. You'll see it as you're walking those blocks, and you'll see paper and stuff whipping around. You're like, uh-oh.
Down the boardwalk.
When I get down to that block, we're gonna be, it's like stings you.
We are
so
going
cold.
to park very, very close to the venue, but then we're having dinner at. Do you know this? She was like a famous chef. Her name is Lydia.
The tattoo lady?
Like Lydia, the Italian chick?
Yeah.
From HYY? Oh my God, I used to love her.
Yeah, so
she's a much older woman.
Yeah, a restaurant called like Becco.
Okay.
So, and that's only a couple of blocks away, but I know that, even 2 blocks, 3 blocks is just going to be brutal.
And then,
Bundle up.
it's the double-edged sword. So you have all that crap that you got to carry, and then keep track of when you get inside.
Yeah. We did when we went a couple of weeks ago. I was really bundled up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad putting that stuff on my lap.
Yeah.
The big coat and
Yeah.
Hat
Or
and
just
gloves.
wear
and
it
all that
while you're
stuff.
eating.
Well,
Yeah,
I have so much stuff in my pockets. I just got to clear everything out of my pockets. Only in my wallet,
My Dunkin' Yo-Yo, my Cracker Jacks, my Jacks.
A scarf. A scarf makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I had
And
one of
just a
those.
scarf?
Mhm. Just a scarf, nothing else. No underwear, nothing. No socks.
No, Marissa, I never wear one of these things, but you can either wear it as kind of like a wrap on your head. It's elastic. You pull it down. It's almost like a hat, but you can pull it all the way down around your neck.
Yeah.
And that thing made a world of difference. You are absolutely correct about that.
My thing that I've fallen in love with is the cap down that pulls down. You see, I wear it. It goes completely over your ears.
It's got like flaps?
Yeah,
Okay.
like flaps.
Uh-huh.
And maybe I look like a goober, but it
Doesn't
really
matter.
Yeah,
Everybody looks like a goober
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, man.
it keeps me warm, man.
Those are good for like snowboarding. Casey, I can't wait to hear about this restaurant. I loved Lydia.
Yeah.
My friend Eli Culp worked for her.
No
and
way.
he casually said that some years ago. And I was like, wait, stop. Tell me everything. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm not familiar with her.
She was an older woman. She was like one of like the very first cooking shows, like maybe before Emerald.
You probably
or in
know her
that
as the
Emerald
happy
time.
hooker.
And she's the first person who told me to put pasta water in your sauce.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Did she do it in a derogatory way? Just
I
go
don't
put
remember.
pasta water in your sauce, you little
bitch.
wench.
Take that back.
All right. Anyhow, we'll hear about our weekends next week. Right now, we have Now to deal with, and it's lesson question time. We're going to give away a pair of tickets for Triumph MMR presenting this show, the Rock and Roll Machine Reloaded 50th Anniversary Tour, Thursday, May 28th at Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. Here's your question from 6:40 early this morning. Who is Bad Bunny's long-lost brother? This is why we were on with 6ABC this morning talking to Matt and Aliana. All right, so who is Bad Bunny's lost brother? Steve asked this question. Do you know the answer? 610-660-9333. While you call, we'll fire up the trash.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
All right, we'll get some stories. Steve, what's going on this morning?
Well, Preston, the very contentious divorce, I'm sure you're familiar with this, between Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kim Zolciak and Kroy Biermann, taking a small step forward with a temporary child custody agreement. Kim says her kids are such a blessing because they allow her to torture Kroy.
Hey!
Kristen Cabot, one half of the couple caught cheating at the Coldplay concert, is now earning money, giving talks on how to, quote, control the narrative. Cabot says step one is to awkwardly duck out of camera range and act as if you just got caught doing something very wrong. And finally, Bravo announcing a new installment in the Real Housewives franchise, this one being The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Bravo's teasing the series, saying, quote, it may be the smallest state, but it produces the biggest whores. And that's your Hollywood Trash.
On IT, and let's see if you were listening earlier this morning. Who is Bad Bunny's long-lost brother? 610-660-9333. Let's check in with Rich and see if he might know. Rich, hey, good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning to see you.
Good morning, buddy. All right, so who is Bad Bunny's long-lost brother?
I believe that would be Bugs Bunny.
Rich, Rich, hang on the line. We got you a pair of tickets as MMR presents Triumph, the Rock and Roll Machine Reloaded 50th Anniversary Tour. Thursday, May 28th, the Freedom Warriors Pavilion, and tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
Here it is. By the way, I should get sick more often because my voice is like way down here right now. All right, I only have 2 stories for you. Actually, no, 2.5.
Liar!
Okay. The Black Keys have announced their 14th studio album, Peaches, and it will arrive on May 1st. And the duo also dropped the first single. It's called You Got to Lose, which is a cover of a George Thorogood song. I'm not familiar with that one.
Neither am I.
Dan Auerbach.
Does it involve alcohol?
I'm guessing maybe so. Dan Auerbach said that the record came together while he was caring for his father who was battling cancer. He said, we weren't making a record. We were just jamming. I think my dad getting sick made me not give an F and just wanted to scream for a bit. Drummer Patrick Carney said everything was recorded live and no separation. The band will tour North America and Europe this summer, by the way. And then Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, he has some advice for rising rock star Youngblood, and that is to slow down on the collaborations. In a new interview with NME, Mustaine admitted that he had never heard Youngblood's music, but was told about all his recent team-ups with artists like Aerosmith and Billy Corgan, and he warned that working with too many people can actually hurt an artist's identity. He said, you run the risk of your song sounding like the last person's song. When asked if he would ever collaborate with Youngblood himself, Mustaine said no, only adding that he only wants to focus on Megadeth as the band wraps up its final album and farewell tour. Might be some halfway decent advice.
Possibly,
he's getting loads of exposure, but you can't keep doing that.
Yeah.
I also don't know what his own stuff or his. I am not familiar with his voice in general.
I haven't really listened to it either. All right, and then last thing was I got this nice package from photographer and author Rich Fuchsia, who had sent us some posters of his photography work. And and I'll read his little bio that he sent here. And part of the reason I bring it up is because one of the posters had Jackie Bam Bam in it.
That's great.
And he said, Rick Fuchsia's Rock Shots is a book that tells the life story of his rise from a music fan to becoming Philadelphia and South Jersey's most successful rock photographer. During his career, Rich was honored and featured in Hard Rock Video magazine as one of the great photographers of rock. Filled with hundreds of photos of bands backstage and live in concert, this book will appeal to music lovers of all ages. And he sent these really cool posters of Eddie Van Halen pictures that he took that I thought were really cool. So thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you reaching out to us, Rich. That was cool. And good luck with the book.
I want everybody to be sure to tune into Ryan Shuttleworth this weekend. Weekend Warrior. He is on from 3 to 7 tomorrow. He actually pulled like a double shift on Saturday last week. But he's back to his regular rock time. 3 to 7 p.m. tomorrow on 93.3 WMMR.
Excellent. I'm sorry, I want to double back here. To get his book is rfrockshots.com if you want to see some cool, especially local.
Love stuff like that, yeah.
Stuff. So, all right, and we will take a break. We're about done. When we get back, we'll wrap it up. Not before giving away our Word of the Week prize, though. Hopefully to you. Come back with us.
More inappropriate than soup.
Ooh. Well done. All right, let's try Chris now. All right, Chris, let's... Okay, stop. All right, Chris, go for it.
Okay. Of all the foods invented by mankind, none is more inappropriate than soup.
All right.
That was pretty close. That was pretty close.
Dude.
Did Rich say it's got to be me?
Rich just goes, it's got to be me.
I'm going to vote for Rich. Casey?
You talk about delivery. I thought Chris gave a great delivery. I'm going to go with Chris.
All right, Steve.
Chris did give a good delivery. I'm going to have to go with Rich, though.
All right, Kathy?
Yeah, the walkie-talkie threw me off. I'm going with Rich.
And Nick? Rich is our winner.
Let me tell you,
thank you,
everyone's
Chris.
neck and neck at this point.
Appreciate it. Hang on, my man. We are going to set you up with this.
A pair of tickets to see Dave Chappelle. Saturday, May 28th at Hard Rock Live Edis Arena in Atlantic City. Tickets for both Chappelle shows go on sale tomorrow. And both shows are May 28th and 29th. And all the details can be found at Hard Rock Hotel Atlantic City. UnitedHealthCity.com.
Santa's got to go.
All right, let's get another pair on the line. We will go to Mike first. Yo, Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning, Mike. All right, we're going to have you play against Cole. Let me get him on the line. Cole, are you there?
I am. How you doing?
Wonderful. All right, let's begin with Mike. We want to know who said it best in Talk Like Bill Weston. Mike, go for it.
Excellent guess. Riveting banter. I give today's show a D.
All right, Cole, let's see if you can deliver that line as good or better than Mike. Go for it.
Oh, excellent guess. Riveting banter today. I give today's show a D.
Okay. So we have Cole and Mike. Mike went first. Kathy, who you want to vote for?
Ooh, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with Mike.
All right, Nick, how about you?
Yeah, they were both really good. I think Cole's just kind of petered out at the end a little bit, so I'm going to go with Mike.
And Steve, you?
For that same reason, I'm going with Mike.
And then Casey?
For both of those reasons, I'm going to go with Mike.
And I go with Mike as well. Thank you, though, Cole. We appreciate it. But Mike gets the prize. What do we have for him?
A case of Loverboy. You might recall Loverboy from Bravo's hit reality series, Summer House. Loverboy is a high-quality, low-calorie, zero-sugar sparkling hard tea. And you can enjoy Loverboy at Kellyanne's Bar and Grill, located at 1549 Spring Garden Street in Philly.
I hear they make a great patty melt.
All right, I think we have 3 more of these that we can get away with. So let's do that right now. We're going to get listener Bill on. Morning, Bill.
Good morning, Preston.
Oh, nice delivery. And his name is Bill, so we got to keep that in mind. Hang on, Bill. We're going to have you go up against Alex. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ed. All right, you both have a line in front of you. Let's see who delivers it better on Talk Like Bill Weston Day. Alex, we want you to go first.
Kathy seems out of sorts today. She must be on her period.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Dear God.
Yes.
That's good, though.
All right, now we go over to Bill. Same line. Bill, go ahead.
Kathy seems on it. Dang it.
Do it again.
Start over.
That's all right. All right, restart.
Today. She must be on her period.
All right. This is a close one. I'll start this time.
Here.
Wow. I did like the way Bill went at the beginning, but I think Alex got it a little bit more closer to the mark. So I'm going to give my vote to Alex. Casey?
I agree with you, Preston.
All right. And Steve?
I'm feeling Bill on this one, actually.
All right.
Yeah, I like Bill too.
All right. So, Nick, you're the tiebreaker.
Wow. Well, I'm going to go with Bill.
Bill! All right. Thank you, Alex. You did a great job, but Bill won the vote, and here's what we have for him.
You won the Batman. On digital, the Batman is caught in a deadly game of cat and mouse with the Riddler in this gritty thriller starring Robert Pattinson and Zoe Kravitz. You can own it on 4K Ultra HD on May 24th, but you could own it on digital right now.
Here's vengeance.
Somebody texted and said we need a woman versus woman version of this. I think we've already chosen our contestants, and I don't think we took gender into consideration at all. But in fact, we did have a girl earlier. I think Chris.
I thought we had a couple of girls.
Okay, I don't really know.
2
But
girls.
anyhow, it would be nice to see lady against lady.
Because I hear
that.
a number of women do Bill Weston impressions.
But if we can't do that now, maybe we can do like a one-off later on. I don't know. We'll see about that. All right, so we're getting our other contestants ready. A reminder as well, with all this giving away that's going on, that the MMR concert cash will be coming up at 10 again. So get yourself set and ready for that. And in case you missed the announcement yesterday, we announced the Preston and Steve side stage to the MMRBQ. The band Froggy is going to be playing. DJ Jackie Bam Bam is going to be doing a set, which is pretty awesome. And we're going to have live band karaoke with the group Sidearm as your backing band, you as the singer. You get to sing a song, and we'll tell you how to enter to win that later on. If not by tomorrow, then next week we'll have that information up and ready to go. And the 424-pack deal is underway. So if you want to get a 4-pack of tickets for $80, so it's $20 a ticket plus the Ticketmaster fees. It's available now through May 2nd at 10 p.m. or while supplies last.
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
That's a great one.
That is terrific.
It's so good. He hasn't come
I need
down
you to
here.
stop talking and listen to me.
Oh, my God. That's a clip on its own now, right?
It's got to be.
Okay, good.
Yeah. That's when we had him and Jackie and Bill and Gary Lauer in the escape room.
Oh, Pituation, right?
And the
Pituation.
Yeah. But Bill went along with it.
Somebody texted earlier, they want to hear Pituation's Bill Weston impression at some point.
Because he does such a good Rocky.
It's been spot on. All right, let's get it. Two more callers. We have John. Hey, John, good morning.
Hello, Preston.
Good morning. International Talk Like Bill Weston Day. Let me get another caller, and we have another Bill. Hey, Bill, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, Bill, we're going to do Talk Like Bill Weston Day. Who said it bestin'? And, Bill, we are going to begin with you. Give us your Bill Weston line, please.
The quickest way to sound desperate is to use the number 10.
I love it. All right, let's see if John can top him. John, let's have it.
The quickest way to sound desperate is to use number 10.
Okay. You know what?
Wow.
John has a deeper voice, but I think Bill, me personally, I think Bill captured the essence a little bit more. I'm giving my vote to Bill. Nick?
Bill's delivery was excellent, but his high voice threw me off, so I'm going John.
All right, Kathy?
John's who went second, right?
Yep.
Yeah, John.
All right, Steve?
I'm going with John went second?
Yes.
Yep.
You went with John?
No, I went with John because Bill had the higher voice.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, Casey?
Yeah, I agree with
All
that.
right, sorry, Bill. You're out of there. But John
Good. Again.
is a winner. And here's what we got for John.
All right, we got a case of Loverboy. You might recall Loverboy from Bravo's hit reality series Summer House. Loverboy is a high-quality, low-calorie. I was thinking low-hanging fruit. Zero sugar, sparkling hard tea, and you can enjoy Loverboy Kellyanne's Bar and Grill, located at 1549 Spring Garden Street in Philly.
Stop talking and listen to me.
Guess what?
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to our final two contestants, the man of the day is here. Bill Weston, man about town.
You know, I had to come in here and tell you what a great game this is and how good you guys are at it. Because I was the Bill on the last call that you didn't pick. That was me.
That's great. Excellent job.
Awesome.
Were you the high
You lost
voice?
at your own contest.
The best way to sound desperate is to use the number 10.
Bill, I voted for you.
Yeah,
I said you got the essence.
And I'm so mad because I went and told Marissa, I'm like, you should get Bill on the call and to do this contest.
That's great.
I figured you'd leave me on and I would complain about not winning the prize, but I was immediately hung up upon. And it was like, I got to walk in there and like say, hey, that was me.
So you kind of did a Don Knotts, right?
Yeah. I was just trying to throw you off.
Yeah.
Hey, great. Hey, Bill.
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
Do you remember that Gary call? Because I'd forgotten about it.
I
totally
remember
forgot.
that was fairly early on. I'd only met Gary once at the Camp Out for Hunger where he gave me a bullet.
He was giving bullets
He
to a
was
lot of
handing
people.
out bullets.
Was at the Plymouth meeting. So I didn't realize, because Casey's impression was, passable, but, I could have hurt. I didn't know it at that point or recognize the hotline number, obviously. Yeah, boy, was that. Because somebody said he was acting like an idiot, and I had to get in and, oh, my God. Well, that's a good drop. I'm sure you're going to use that
We'll use that a
anytime.
lot, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Oh, yeah. And in fact, Casey, I know you're renaming that, but I want to hear that pause,
Okay.
the lip smack, and then the realization.
Okay, you gotta give me-
Before we go to our... Well, you know what? Marissa has the Mylar Eagle balloon that has officially been inflated and here for an entire year now, as it was part of the Super Bowl celebration last year.
It's stunning that it has remained not only inflated, but fully inflated for well over a year.
Yeah, I mean, like, not even the slightest bit has any of that. I don't even know if there was helium in it because it's never really floated.
No.
I don't think it was. Because if it did have helium in it, it would be deflated right now.
Yeah.
So I think it's just
air.
Yeah.
It does have one little slight tear where the strung hang.
Okay.
It's only
Where the
injury.
strung hang?
Where the strung hang. Where the string hung.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing
Where the
headphones.
hong string.
So-
No, it's where the hong string.
Yeah, so
Whole year,
there's
one
a,
injury.
there's a tear, but it's fully inflated. So we're going to dispose of that next week in a grand fashion. We're hoping to anyway. We got to get permission from our building to do what we want to do.
It's the passing of the
it is
title.
There will be a new champion. Currently, the Eagles are still technically the champions, but there will be a new champion next Sunday. I'm sorry, on Monday, and that's when we're gonna send it to its wayside.
Yeah,
it's served its purpose.
Take flight like Icarus.
We'll see. We'll see if we can do that or not. All right, and I want to thank our guests on the program, Matt and Aliana, 6ABC. Always love to chat with those guys. We had wow, what an amazing performance. And we were so giddy. One-man band, Nicholas DiSanto, was here today.
Yeah.
He was so impressive and such a nice guy.
Very nice guy. And makes his living as a one-man band.
Like full time,
Yeah.
that's what the guy does. It was impressive. So catch the videos of him on our YouTube channel.
Book him.
We'll be posting some. Yeah, you can book him.
It's
Please
easy,
do. We'll see if we can hire him down the road because he was a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, Ariel Elias came by. She's performing at the Fiddler Club. I had somebody text in. In fact, it was Tucker. He's like, "Where's the Fiddler Club?" No, it's the Fiddler with T's, Fittler. And you can go to heliumcomedy.com, get the tickets and also the information about that. But she's playing tonight and tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's right on 23rd Street, right behind the 23rd Street Armory.
All right. So, and then I would like to, we reached out to Italy this morning and Milan specifically. We had Siobhan McGirl from NBC 10 check in because the opening ceremonies are today.
Yeah.
And she was just kind of giving us the lay of the land, and we're going to keep checking back in with her as the Olympics are taking place. So it was a fun day today. And Matt Cord is Yay!
Did she talk about Lindsey Vonn?
No. We did not talk about Lindsey
That
Vonn.
story's amazing.
Yeah.
What is the most recent story about
Well,
her?
last Friday she was in a World Cup in Switzerland, and she crashed. She had to be airlifted
into the fencing.
Right. She has a full ACL tear, a meniscus bruise, this and that. And I just saw she's practice running right now, and she looks amazing.
I saw her doing squats.
That too.
Like doing squats. So
like
it's
got to be the biggest story of the Olympics.
Amazing story,
If she medals.
Well, so I learned from my husband that she already has like 12 gold medals from this hill. They've done, like,
it's her favorite place.
Yep.
Yeah.
They've done World Cups, X Games, all these things out there. So he's like, she's got it
she's
down.
40 years old. This is her fifth Olympics.
Dude, and those
and she's hot.
Those downhillers are just insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like right on the edge
Yeah.
of major catastrophe happening in your life.
Well, the day that she got injured, a number of other skiers got injured.
Yeah.
It was the weather and everything. It was a bad confluence of events, and they were all going into this, that netting type thing.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed that they're going almost like 100 miles an hour, and then they stop.
Yeah.
Like, that would be my biggest fear. Like, is there enough room down at the bottom?
Yeah.
If you do what we do, we put a vodka display at the bottom of the hill. That's what we did
Wait,
last
for
year.
the Cardboard Classic?
It got
accidents.
It got taken out last year.
Is there lots of accidents at the end?
No.
There were last year.
There were? I can't wait.
We're working on fixing that problem. So we'll have to wait and see. All right, Matt, we're gonna get our letter if you are ready. Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter. And the Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter
E as in Enya.
Orinoco Flow. All right, we are going to give away the prize to caller number 7, 610-660-9333. If you've been waiting for this, now is the time. Call us with the word, and you will win the prize, and I'll tell you what that is in a moment or two. No Sad Bro Friday.
Yep.
How we spending that?
It would have been Bob Marley's birthday today.
Wow.
Why didn't you wear your Bob Marley shirt today?
I know. I wore it yesterday. I know. We got a block of Bob Marley. We got a block of Volbeat, and we got a block of the Black Crowes because their tickets go on sale today. Lame Ass Trivia, more tickets for the auto show, and Pierre's Vinyl Cut, The Replacements, Pleased to Meet Me.
Great band.
Alex Chilton's on this, and so is Alex Chilton. Great band, underrated band.
Yeah.
Love this band.
All right, let's go over to the phones looking for a winner, and they need to know the word of the week. It is Jody that we are going to say hello to.
Good morning.
Hi, Jody. How you doing?
Great. How are you? Happy Friday.
Same to you. All right, what is our word of the week?
Shine.
Yes! Shine is correct. Jody, you're going to shine in the sun when you get this 6-pack of summer concert tickets from Freedom Mortgage Pavilion. So first and foremost, we'll get you a pair of tickets to the Barbecue and, of course, Godsmack, Alice Cooper, the Hooters, Everclear, and many more. But you're also going to get to see the Black Crowes and Whiskey Myers like we just heard from Matt. The tickets are on sale as we speak. They just went on sale. Then we have Motley Crue with Tesla and Extreme July 27th, and those tickets are on sale as well. So you are good to go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. That's awesome.
A dream of summer while you have those tickets, all right? I want to thank our sponsors. The Preston and Steve Show today has been brought to you by GMTV Media. GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer, by the way. Also, Dunkin' and the Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin', and by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors. Next week on this program, we will have Olympic snowboarder Louis Vito joining us via Zoom.
Yeah.
Fitzdog, our friend Greg Fitzsimmons.
Wow, it's been forever.
We'll be checking in. The band Des Rocks, or the performer Des Rocks, will be here in our studio. We'll also, like I said, talk to Siobhan McGirl from NBC 10 and checking in from Milan. And we will also have our Valentine's Day party next Thursday. Parks Casino, and the last invites will be going out next week. Go to PrestonandSteve.com for your chance to win tickets that way, too. Oh, and also, we're 1 week away from No Sad Bro Friday next week, too. So looking forward to that as well. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have a great day in the morning, friend, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.